old
Yeah. I
while I was
told
here.
my
So
usual
that's right. Well, we're live.
watchers.
So, uh, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Deadhead Podcast, episode 20. Huge episode because we made it to 20. We're finally past our teenage years. We're getting to our early adulthood when it comes to this show, and I'm super excited for it. My co-host Jan, he is late to the party here, but in the I'm sure he'll be in the stream soon. I've no doubt about that because Jan's pretty good about that. But we'll see. So right now it's just me, the guy who usually talks to you guys, and with our special guest, Lyra here. My bad, I was pointing the wrong way. Lyra here, and she's got a Twitch channel. I got all of um, her Twitch channel, her links, and everything in the comments section here. So after you go watch this, I'm sure a lot of her viewers are going to come to this stream. So thank you for coming here. I hope you'll return and check us out in the future as well. But to any of the people that have been watching the show, go check out her channel. I put her link down in the comment section. I've starred every comment with all of her stuff in there. And so, yeah, with that being said, Lyra's new to the show. She's super cool. I've been watching her Twitch streams, and she's really enjoyable to watch. And yeah,
Thanks.
figured she'd be kick ass to bring to the show. So with that being said, while we're waiting for Jan to get here, how you doing, Lyra?
I'm good, thank you. And yeah, I've been streaming exclusively Hogwarts Legacy since it
Mm-hmm.
came out because I'm a huge Potterhead, and so
That's right.
I've been waiting for this game, so I'm pretty excited to be here. And yeah, thank you for the opportunity to nerd out on Harry Potter all night.
Yeah, that's right.
Basically.
That's right. No, I mean, this is the perfect place to do it. We here at the Deadhead Podcast, we are super nerds over here, and we literally talk about everything under the sun. We're a nerd channel. We're a real life channel, and the most importantly, we have the best conversations. So, someone's in the chat just said hello. I'm
Yeah.
here. Um,
Hi, Nari.
Hello.
She's from my stream. Good
Well,
to see you.
good deal, good deal. That's great. That's great. And like I said, Jan will be in here eventually, but yeah, that was one of the reasons why I reached out to you. I seen just to tell you guys how we met. Well, we met. She commented on I think a picture that Jan had posted of
Yeah,
Hogwarts Legacy, right?
yeah, I think so, or a video, something like
Yeah.
that, about the game.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. And so I followed I seen that she commented, and I don't know, I think I clicked on your story by accident, and I saw that it
Could
said
be.
that streaming to Twitch, and I was like, "Oh, well, hold on one second. Let me check that out." And pretty much the rest is history. I reached out to her. I figured she'd be the best person to have on the show. And especially for this episode in particular, because how we do things on the Deadhead Podcast, we usually try to center an episode on something in specific, but sometimes we'll just talk about whatever, whether that might just be talking about our personal lives for a little while, about as personal as we want to put out there. You know what I mean? But yeah, so anyway, so that's how we met. And yeah, I'm glad to have her on. So thank you for giving us your time to come on the show. And I can't wait to talk about it. I hope Jan will be here to talk about it with us, but I guess we'll see about that. So um, let's just start things off really quick. You want to just to remind the people that have followed you to here and to my viewers as well. Um, Tell us a little bit about yourself. What you like to do. What made you start streaming? Were you streaming before Hogwarts Legacy? I mean, just tell us a little bit about you before we get into the Hogwarts Legacy.
Sure thing. So I've been playing games basically all my life, starting from the good old Nintendo DS. And it was just a hobby for a long time, but then I discovered Instagram, and the people were having, gaming profiles, and were sharing the games that they were playing. And so I thought of doing the same. And I've had the Instagram profile for an year now, almost exactly. Like it was the Instagram profile birthday not too long ago.
Mhm.
And yeah, I've been sharing what I've been playing there over a year. But then Hogwarts Legacy came out, and since I'm a huge fan, I thought I might start streaming with that. It's always something that fascinated me, the streaming, experience, but I never got into it. But then I figured, well, if not with this game, then when? Because I know a lot about the Harry Potter world, and I wanted to comment the game with fellow fans, and maybe like my idea was for people that are readers but not necessarily gamers,
Hmm.
then maybe they want to enjoy the game without playing it because they're curious about the plot and the references to the books, the way they realized the set, the castle, and everything, but maybe they don't want to play it. And so I thought, well, I can play it for them and comment all the way through it. So that's basically the way I started.
Oh, well, that's really cool. Actually, you that last comment you just said reminded me of there's a YouTuber called the Rad Brad. I don't know if you've heard of him. He's been around for
Nope.
several years on YouTube. Anyway, he was one of the very first people that did like gameplay walkthroughs, right? You know, like where he gives commentary while he's playing the game. And every video he ever did, he never had a face cam. It was always just the gameplay. He'd be playing the
Mhm.
game and he would like have commentary while he's playing the game. And during cutscenes, he wouldn't talk or anything. It's almost like he's playing the game with you. And one of the reasons why he said that was he made these videos because some people can't afford the actual game. So he was actually, like playing the game that way they make you feel like you're actually playing. You know, if that makes
Yeah,
sense.
yeah, yeah.
So it's
Sure,
kind of like
totally.
what you reminded me of right there was that's kind of like the reason why he did it too. So that's really cool. I see we got some comments here. I see you've been
Yeah,
responding
I'm
to them.
answering at the same time. I
No,
have the
yeah,
stream
no,
open. So
no, that's great. No, and thank you guys. Anybody in the chat, thank you for coming over. And like I said, I'm glad that you followed her over here. I hope you guys will stick around and watch this as we go into Hogwarts Legacy and gaming in general. Anybody that new that has come into the chat, just want to let you know, my co-host Jan, he is running late. I haven't seen a message from him yet, but he should be on here. And super cool guy. And I know he had a lot of thoughts for Hogwarts Legacy, so I definitely want his take on it. I'm really hoping he'll be he'll be in here shortly. But anyway, with that being said, the show must go on, so we're gonna keep this thing going. But anyway, so that last statement you made reminded me of the Rad Brad, like the whole like there's some people that can't afford the game, so you're playing it, and it's almost like they're playing it with you. And I think that's really really cool. So what other games did you play before Hogwarts Legacy? Like what type of games did you play? Like RPGs or shooters? And what did you play?
yeah, RPGs mostly. Like I'm a huge fan of Disco Elysium. I don't know if you've heard about it. It's one of my favorite games ever. I think it's probably the best RPG if you're into tabletop RPG as well. Like
Oh,
I'm a
okay.
very big D&D fan. I'm also
Oh,
Dungeon
that's right.
Master. I play a lot of that. And so that's the only game that truly gave me the feeling that I was
Mm,
playing something like that. So that's one of my big favorite ones. But I
mm.
also really enjoyed Detroit Become Human,
Oh,
which
yeah.
is also another RPG that I really, really liked. And I am a huge fan of the Bioshock trilogy. So that's a totally different kind of game, but I did enjoy them,
Hmm.
especially the Infinite Bioshock, because it has an incredible plot, in my opinion, possibly one of the best plots I've ever
Hmm.
experienced through a
That's
video
right.
game. And yeah, I've also played big names like Elden Ring, Skyrim. I mean, I've been playing a lot of years.
Mm,
So yeah, I got into all of those
yeah.
eventually.
So it sounds like to me, and this is again, I could be completely wrong, so correct me here. You seem like you're a pretty big like open world
Yeah.
RPG type of gamer here. Is that what I'm
Yeah, yeah,
understanding?
mostly. Yeah, yeah, sure. I do enjoy some Fortnite every now and then, but I
Right.
mostly play open world RPGs.
Mm. See, like, okay, so I'm not gonna give away some of. So we'll get into the Hogwarts Legacy in just a few minutes. I'm not trying to like push it off too much. I'm just trying to, really just know more about you myself. Really, the open world formula for me has gotten kind of stale. So it's like when I see another open world, I mean, like, ugh, not another one. You know what I mean? Like I'm
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
not I'm not
sure.
really like I'm ready. Like I don't know if they confirmed if Final Fantasy 16 is open world or not.
Hmm.
That's a day one buy for me. I'm gonna get it. But if it's open world, I immediately start getting like this sickness in the pit of my stomach. Like, not again. You know what I mean? I'm a little burnt out on the open world formula, and that's
Yeah.
some of the. I don't want to sit here and like critique Hogwarts Legacy like that. I do have for all of you watching and to you as well, Lyra. I do plan to do a Hogwarts Legacy review, hopefully at the beginning of this week with some gameplay and kind of give more of a critique as opposed to like looking at it from like, okay, what is some like great stuff to do? How do I want to hype up the game, but more of like critiquing it. So, but the open world formula to me has gotten really stale. So it seems like from the games that you like, you're a big open world person. And
Yeah, yeah, definitely. But I do like to explore different settings. Like
hmm
for me, the Dark Souls
hmm
became a little bit repetitive after a while, that
hmm
format, because they're very similar, I think. Also, Elden Ring, I did like it because it's an amazing game, to be honest, but it wasn't my favorite because some of the things about the world were like very similar to other games
hmm
that I played before, so nothing too original. But like with Hogwarts Legacy, it's different because the open world itself comes out of a book that I love. So I mean, exploring it is a
yeah,
totally different experience.
that's right.
So yeah, that's the main reason why I liked the open world, feature of Hogwarts Legacy more than other games
That's right.
of the same kind.
Yeah, no, I get that. I mean, definitely with having a special attachment to that world. Yeah, I get that completely. And I know that like the first, I don't know, I can't imagine how many hours you've put into Hogwarts Legacy, but it probably like overlaps mine. But like for the 10 or 15 or so hours that I was playing the game, I was taken aback because I couldn't believe like what I was seeing because like for years since I've been, I'm same as you. Like I'm 26 and I've been playing games forever and like when I've always wanted a Harry Potter game. I've read all the books in school, and I've actually been wanting to do. Actually, I have them back here, but they might be hidden behind some stuff. Um, but like I've actually been wanting to do another like full on start from the first book and read to the end, and I just haven't because adult life and things like that. But I would like to get back into that and just seeing. Like one of my favorite scenes is like the first time you get on your broom and you're flying around Hogwarts and I'm sitting here like this is like I could feel like like a tear. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah, yeah,
And that
absolutely.
sounds kind of corny as hell, but it's the truth because I never thought that we would ever get this because we've gotten Hogwarts was Harry Potter games before and they've been really, really bad, like really
Yeah, they
bad.
were from the movies. They were
Yeah,
like those movie games that you
yeah,
just live the story of the movie
yeah,
and there's nothing more to it. So I
yeah.
played them as well. Like people gifted them to me knowing that I was a huge
hmm
fan. So that was like the classical Christmas gift
hmm
from relatives, just the Harry Potter movie game. So
hmm
I played all of them. But
hmm
yeah, they were pretty bad, They
Yeah.
didn't have anything. So
I remember I think it was like it was either part one or part two of Deathly Hollows. I'm not sure, but like literally the only spell you could really cast is like stupefy, like over and over again. And like all you heard
yeah,
was stupefy, stupefy, and it just looked like you were shooting like a machine gun almost, like something like that, because it
yeah,
had rapid
absolutely.
fire. Like what kind of spell is that? I've never seen that spell in Harry Potter before. I mean, I've seen
Yeah.
stupefy, but not that. You know what I
Not
mean?
like that. Yeah, yeah, sure.
So, but anyway, with that being said, I guess we'll just go ahead and get right on to Hogwarts Legacy because I've tried to push it off for as long as I can, and I guess I'm gonna have to we're gonna have to keep the ball rolling here. So again, thank you for coming here. Anybody? Let's see. You're talking about your opinion on the Harry Potter Lego game.
The
Oh yeah, they do
Lego
got a Lego
games,
game.
they were better, I think, than the single movie ones. Like I've played for each movie the game of it, and that was quite bad. But the Lego
Yeah,
games that were split like from year 1 to 4 and then 5 to 8, they were better in my
yeah.
opinion. I mean, they were at least enjoyable. So
That's right. Yeah, no, I mean like Lego games in general, like I don't play many. I did buy like the Skywalker saga. I did buy that, the Lego. I had to because I'm a huge Star Wars fan and I had to play it. And I thought that was pretty fun. But you know, again, I don't know if you can really count that because Lego games are just they're kind of fun. You know what I mean? Like it
mhm.
could literally be about like literally anything and it's still kind of fun. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That
yeah, sure.
child like whatever. We do got a comment in here. I don't know if they're from you or not. Suzuki Kun. I don't
Yeah,
underscore
yeah, yeah.
one. I get where you're going. Sometimes open world formula is there because it's trending, but there are games that the formula is perfect, like Horizon Zero Dawn, Hogwarts Legacy, Ghost of Tsushima. Yeah, no, I agree with that. Horizon bored me like crazy though.
I haven't played
Um,
it, so
I,
I have no opinion on it
I
yet.
like well see that well here I'll tell you I think it's a beautiful game. I think I love the concept. I like the post apocalyptic and you have like these mechanized dinosaurs walking everywhere. I mean, it's really really neat and it's really different. But I just find the story so freaking boring. Like
Mm,
I
I
don't
see.
like the main character. Her name's Aloy, and maybe you
Yeah,
play
yeah.
it, and maybe you'll have like a really attachment to her. But I just felt like she's just a very like basic character. I couldn't really feel emotions with her. Like there's emotional scenes, and I'm like, I can't feel it.
Hmm.
But the gameplay and stuff is top notch though. Like the bow and arrow and all that, it's great. It was
Was
phenomenal.
great. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, I personally prefer open worlds where you also have the character creation for that very reason that you said. Like, I cannot really connect with a character sometimes if it's been created for me.
that's right.
But if I go on and make my own,
Oh,
then yeah, I get attached because I relate to the D&D character creation process where
huh.
you give them like a backstory and stuff.
Right,
So when I create them, even if there's no backstory required, it's just in my head and I get more attached. But when
right.
the game provides the character for you, it's a little,
Hmm.
less, um, I, I don't know, it's harder
Immersive,
to connect with them.
immersive, maybe.
Yeah, yeah, less immersive in terms of
I see.
empathizing with them.
I think I'm like the exact opposite. Actually, I prefer actually when there is a character that's already pre-established and I can get to know them and care for them because
Hmm.
that's one of my issues. And now that we're finally transitioning to Hogwarts Legacy, we pushed this off far enough with my character that I've created. By the way, my character's name is Anakin Grimes. That's what it is. Anakin from Star Wars, and then Rick Grimes from The Walking Dead. I love The Walking Dead.
All right.
I've said that a bunch of times on this channel on this show, the comic and the show, but more so the comic. But anyway, I digress. So I named my character Anakin Grimes, and I picked Slytherin. I had to. I'm an asshole, so I wanted to pick that house. But the thing is, it's just I guess with like character creation for me is I can't really. I have the exact opposite issue to you. Like I can't really get invested in my character because I feel,
Mm,
and I think the reason why they make your characters, I feel like they're kind of basic in a sense to make it seem like okay, you're the actual like you're the wizard, you're actually going to Hogwarts, you're doing this stuff, and I from that retrospective I get it, but I would have kind of liked it if they just established like a character and got me to care about them almost to the point of maybe to the point well probably that's probably impossible because Harry's had seven books and eight movies, but give me that same kind of attachment I would have to
mm.
Harry or Ron or Hermione or any of those characters. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah, yeah,
I kind of would
sure.
have preferred like a pre-established character, but I get what you're saying.
Yeah, but I think so many people were dreaming of going to Hogwarts themselves that like not giving them the option to create their
Yeah.
own character would have been limiting. So that's why they chose to keep it open
Yeah.
with the character creation. I
Hmm.
think they got, the right idea about it,
Yeah.
but
Hmm.
I get what you're saying as well.
No, I agree. Like with what they're doing, I do agree with it. I wanted to ask you this because since you're really you're I mean like far more than me, so I'm not even gonna try to like compare how much of fans we are because I already know you beat me. I one thing I will say that I'm kind of let down about Hogwarts Legacy, and I'm curious to see what you think about it, is I would have liked to have actually done like participated in more like classes. Okay, so by the way,
Mm.
spoilers for the game. I don't know if you guys have finished it who are
No,
watching.
they've seen it through my
Okay, okay.
gameplay. So
I'm just making
they-
sure. Yeah, I'm just making sure because I
yeah,
mean,
yeah.
obviously the story in this game is already like, but I don't want to spoil anything too bad. Anyway, I felt like the classes were. I know they probably didn't have enough time for it, but I would have liked to have gone and actually sat through the classes, like kind
Hmm.
of do like a. You ever played the game Bully?
Nope,
Have you ever heard of the game Bully, where like you can
not
where
really. No.
okay, well, essentially, what it is like, so you're a student in this preparatory school, and pretty much you have to go to classes. Like your one class might be like at 8 o'clock, and you have to go to that class at 8 o'clock. And if you're late, you can get in trouble for it. Like there's actual consequences to not being the class on time.
Okay.
I would have kind of liked that. I'm not gonna lie. Like maybe if like divination classes in 3 hours, so I got to do this one. I have to do this one quest before this happens, or I got to go out here and collect this beast before, oh crap, potions class
Hmm.
is this. I would have liked that. And I don't
Yeah.
know, how would you feel about that? Would you have liked it or would that have been annoying?
Mm, it depends on how it was, organized. and developed, because maybe if they set a timer from when you receive the go to class
Right.
quest, uh, and the timer was like not 3 minutes, but like 10 or 15, then it would have been okay, I guess. Like
Hmm.
you're doing something else, you can finish it, and then you can go there, because otherwise it would have been a little bit annoying just dropping everything to go to class. But like, yeah, with a reasonable amount of time to get there, I think it would have been more realistic, maybe,
Hmm.
going to class and everything. Because the way it is now, you can just tap on the map, wait, and do other stuff, and then go to class whenever. And even
Hmm.
if you go during the night, it waits and magically it becomes
That's right.
daytime again. So
Hmm.
that's a bit unrealistic. So yeah, mixture of the things, like
Well,
not entirely free.
I don't even think realistic is the right word. One comment says, I think you know this person, Anakin for Slytherin, already going to the dark side. Yeah, definitely. I mean,
Yeah.
like definitely.
I I guess you got the unforgivable courses.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. That's right. I did, and I had a decent time with it. Oh, I think Jan might have just messaged me.
Oh,
You ready? Show is on now. I think he thought the show was at 6.
oh, okay. Well, time
Um,
zones.
so yeah, I think yeah, 6 for me. Sorry. But anyway, so yeah, I was already wanting to go like as dark as I can, but I knew that this wasn't the game for that. I knew kind of like somewhat of what the story was, so it wouldn't really make sense with the keepers and everything. Um, but yeah, no, like to cap off the whole like classroom thing, I think they could do it in a way where it wasn't annoying. Like in Bully, how they do it is the classes are only like 5 minutes long because usually you're doing like a mini game, like something like that. Like
Okay.
you might be dissecting a frog or something like that. Um, and he said, I'm sorry, he text messaged me and said, Isn't it's 4:23? Isn't it 4:23 over there? No, it's on. We got some confusion with time zones here.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah, yeah. I can see.
Um, let me make sure I get this right because I think we're getting a little confused on time here. But anyway, in Bully, the classes are only like 5 minutes long, and you're doing like a mini game. Like one is like you can dissect the frog, another one is like playing the clarinet, I think, or something like that.
Hmm.
But it's kind of cool, and I think I would have liked that in Harry Potter, just like a little bit. Well, in Hogwarts, like excuse me, just like a little
Yeah.
bit. Like yeah, I don't want to sit for like an hour long lecture. Like I do enough of that
Hmm.
crap. Like I got enough meetings and stuff at work. Like even if it's about like wizardry and stuff. I don't want to do that either, But I kind of see what you're saying. It can kind of get annoying, like if you're out in the open world and stuff, and So I do get you there, and it makes total sense. But I would have liked to see more classes, and I think to go off of that too is I think I would have liked to seen a little bit more like repercussions to
Hmm.
things you do around Hogwarts. Like I notice a lot of the
Yeah.
times, like I could literally cast like one of the unforgivable curses right in front of people and like
Yeah,
nothing
yeah.
would happen. And again, you said the word realistic earlier. Obviously, we can't say that because this is like a wizarding world. But I mean, I would have liked to have seen like, whoa, like what, them freaking out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, they could have added interactions. Like they have interactions if you go around the school wearing your pajamas. Like I don't know if you've tried, but if you
Mm-mm.
do that, students keep commenting on
Oh,
you wearing it. So I mean, why not add a few lines for other events, like, you know, casting unforgivable curses, because they had whole dialogues about you walking around with pajamas. Like there's a professor, I guess, Professor Rowan, who is the one for charms,
hmm.
that even asks you if you are a sleepwalker. Like it stops you and goes, "Are you a sleepwalking student?" And so they could have, had it something else. That's
Yeah.
funny though, but like just that apparently creates, reactions for
Hmm.
that specific event, but nothing else that I've tried
The
does
only
that.
the only reaction I had gotten was with and I can't, maybe you can remind me. What's the potion teacher's name? I don't remember what his name is. Oh, hold on. I think
Um, Something
there
with
he
ER.
is.
Hello, everybody.
Hi, hello.
I'm
Hey,
so sorry
what's
for being late.
yeah, what the hell happened?
Well, I mean, the show is starting at like 5 p.m., right?
Yeah.
Your
Hmm.
time.
Yeah,
Well, I'm
an hour
used
earlier, yeah.
to Yeah, and I'm used to the fact that we got that my time zone is 6 hours apart from yours, but now it seems that something changed. I don't know, because it's like
Hmm.
10 p.m. over here.
Hmm.
But yeah,
Interesting.
I'm really sorry for everyone.
Oh,
But
no, it's all right.
Yeah, you're in the same time zone as me. So
oh yeah,
it's 10:30. Yeah.
yeah, 10:30.
So who's
So,
wrong here? Is it you or is it actually the world? Whose fault is it?
oh,
It's the word.
it's
I
the
don't know.
world. It's the world. I mean, we didn't like change time we're here, so I guess something happened on your side, Dylan.
I mean the time change was last weekend
Yeah, I
Oh, there
think
you
maybe
go.
for
you
Well, that's what
us.
it is.
you
So
Well,
thought
that's what it is,
we
I
were in
think.
different time zones, but we are actually in the same one because you told me
No,
7 hours while maybe you told him 6, but we are actually in the same one. I don't know. Maybe that's what
well,
happened.
I can't wrap my hand around it, but
I think we should move
well,
on because we all seem kind
yeah,
of
I agree. I big agree.
Yeah,
Yes, we
it
agree.
happened. It happened.
what's going on, Jan? We were just kind of just getting into the Hogwarts Legacy stuff, and we were talking about
Okay.
yeah, we hadn't really got. I was trying to wait for you, man. I was like
I
grasping
really appreciate
straws,
it.
like trying to think of something. And I was like, I messaged you like 8 minutes before the show started, and I was like, man, where you at? Where you at? Okay, fine.
Yeah,
So
yeah. I wasn't looking at my phone because the thing is, I thought like I looked at the time and I thought, man, I got 2 hours. Like I can play some God of War, right? I have some time, right? It's like that. It's like the incredible, the Mr. Incredible meme. The guy goes, "Yeah, I got some time."
that's
That's
right.
what I
That's right.
was. And then while I'm playing, I just I don't know why. I just look at my phone and I see that I have like 3 messages from you. I'm like, oh shit, what's going on? And it's like you're saying, are you okay? I'm like, yes.
Yeah. All
What
right.
why wouldn't I be?
Well, it's not like I can
Um,
like run over to your house, so I have to be
no,
like,
that's
dude,
right.
yeah. So
No,
anyway,
appreciate it. Appreciate it.
well, despite everything else, real quick, we'll let you speak for a minute. I mean, how's everything going? Everything cool with you? Everything
Uh,
copacetic now?
I'm doing great. I'm doing fantastic.
Doing great. So
Yeah.
you're
What
you're
about you?
good. Oh, well, about me? Oh, I'm fine. I'm
Yeah.
just
Well, you two both. You plural.
Well, I mean, I like I was telling Lyra before the show and a little bit, I think a little bit during is that I just had a rough week, so I'm good to be back here talk about Hogwarts Legacy. So I'm really just kind of ready to get into that and talk about it and kind of put it behind me a little bit.
Like an ex you want to forget about.
Yeah, I guess so. But anyway, so with that being said, we can get right on into it if you want. We like I said,
Yes.
what we were talking about before before you popped in, Jan, where we were talking about kind of what we had mentioned in 2 episodes ago about how we would have liked to have. Well, I would have liked to maybe been able to go to classes a little bit more, like actually have like a time schedule to kind of at 8 o'clock I go to divination class, I got to go to potions. I think I would have appreciated that. And some people would have maybe think, oh man, that's kind of like a job, isn't it? But I think that would have been kind of fun, like the responsibility of a student. So I mean, how would you feel about that?
Well, maybe I wouldn't put like a time schedule on it, but I do agree. I would have wanted to have more student activities, right? Because yeah, at some point the main plot really takes over everything else, right? There's this big quest of uncovering the whole Goblin Rebellion, which would have been fine if not for the fact that I really did not enjoy how the story developed. Because it starts off strong. I really liked it. I think that this establishment shot, I don't know if you remember it, but one of the first cutscenes is after that whole debacle with the port key and everything. You end up close to Hogwarts, and Professor Fig goes, "Oh man, maybe we're in time for like the sorting, right?"
Mm-hmm.
And there's this
Yeah.
establishment shot. If you going near the castle, you see the train, you can hear the music, the score from the movies, and it's fantastic. It's great. I was hooked. And the first few hours of the game are great too. As you said, the first missions, the first quests where you go to classes, you get to know the students from your dorm. You get to learn about all the new professors and everything. That is great. That is fantastic. But later on, the whole Ranrock stuff, the whole whatever the other guy's name was, I don't know, dude.
What
I
was
couldn't
it?
get into it.
What was his name, Lyra? It's pretty
Rookwood.
much yeah, Rockwood. That's it.
Rookwood,
Yeah,
Yeah.
yes,
Rookwood.
yes,
Rookwood. Yeah.
yeah, him, yes, him. The guy that
Yeah.
gets murdered by a 15-year-old. That's the one. Gets murdered.
Poor guy. I felt bad for him.
Low key, right?
Yeah, he had no reason to get involved into that whole situation, and he got killed by a 15-year-old.
Yeah,
Like,
pretty much.
That's
I
right.
kept on questioning what he was trying to accomplish there, because
Mhm.
once we like explain what is going on, he wants to form an alliance with us at a certain point of the story. So I was just like, what is exactly your drive, man? What are you trying to do? What is that?
Yeah, he's just
So
being a professional bad guy. That's how I saw it.
yeah,
And that's
exactly.
kind
Like,
of, and
with
that's the
no
problem I
reasons.
had with that's the problem I had with him and with Ranrock too. They were like very flat characters, right? Um,
At least
they have
Ranrock
really.
does have a backstory somehow,
That's
like
true.
with his brother and the book and everything. But
Oh
Rookwood
yeah,
has no backstory
Rook has
whatsoever, only
nothing.
that is like related to one of the keepers. But
Mhm.
we don't know like how
Hmm.
many generations have passed
Mhm.
between them, so we don't really know how much he could care about it. But they
Or
have the
how he
same
found
surname.
out, right? Because his keeper thing supposed to be like a big secret, and I thought that him having some ties to it could have maybe, I don't know, uncovered some of it. Because
Yeah.
it's so really all up in the air, this whole keepers ordeal, right?
Yeah,
Um,
honestly, yeah. I have some thoughts on that plot that
Mm.
I mean, I
yeah,
did
we
like
all
it
do.
generally speaking, but there were so many things that were poorly done and backed up with
Hmm.
information that I mean, they could have done better on that.
Well,
Yeah, I
go
mean,
ahead. I
I just
mean,
thought it was silly. Yeah,
go ahead, John. I'm sorry.
you know
I was
what?
I
You know
was
what? Let's have
I was
ladies first. You know.
yeah. I was just gonna say she was like she had some problems with this. So I was actually gonna tell you like, and I'm fine with being more. I'll be more of the moderator and I'll just chime in because I'm just happy to be here. So what I'll say is if you want to, Lyra, if you want to go ahead and just give us your full on, we'll give you the floor, give us full on thoughts of the game, and if we feel like we want to chime in, we can do that. And you can talk about
Okay.
whatever if there's something specific in the story, the world building, the Hogwarts itself. Just go ahead. This is your show, and we're just your world.
Okay.
We're living in it. So
All right. So, I mean, my main problems with it were the plot first and all the collectibles second. Because, like, as far as the plot goes, as I said, the general idea was not bad. Like,
Mm,
I like the whole covering the Goblin Rebellion, since it's something that is being mentioned in the original saga as well, that goblins and wizards have this kind of rivalry going on over the ages. So that's good that they, you know, use that to create the main plot. And that works, in my opinion. But the
mm,
whole Isidora plot is like it lacks so much information that could have been added into it. Like what happened with the magic that she, got from that weird spell she was doing to remove bad emotions from people. How did Ranrock get, that power? Because he seems to have it. He has that red glow that he uses to
mhm,
control creatures,
Hmm.
like the dragon at the beginning of the game. That is exactly the same red glow that we see when she does
Hmm.
that spell on her father. So, like, how are the two things related? It's never explained. Because on one end, it seems that Ranrock hasn't managed to get into, the wizard's kind of
Hmm.
magic at all. But on the other end, it's shown that he has some unique magic that looks exactly like that of Isidora. So I was like, what is happening here?
mhm,
When did he get
Hmm.
that? So many questions about it, honestly. And also the other thing that kept on, it kept me awake at night, honestly, at the beginning of the game was like, why are we a fifth year student? And
mhm,
Isidora was too.
Thank you.
Because they say like Isidora joined Hogwarts as a fifth year student as well, so there must be some sort of connection between having
Hmm.
ancient magic and discovering that you're a wizard later on in life. How does that work?
mhm.
No explanation
It's just
whatsoever. It's just
zero.
Yeah, zero, absolutely nothing.
0%. What's best is like
Yeah.
they don't even attempt to
No, they
question
just
it.
drop it
It's
there
just
and it's over.
it's like honestly, I really don't like how there's nothing about the main protagonist that we know at all. Like I get
Mhm.
from
Yeah.
one point, I understand that he or she or they are supposed to be like a shoe-in for whoever's playing, so that you can immerse yourself. It's like, oh, that's me. That I'm there.
Mhm.
I'm playing and everything.
Yeah.
So, and I understand silent protagonists. That's cool and all, but you cannot make the main protagonist important, right? Give it a big importance, like being the holder of this ancient magic,
Yeah, yeah.
and then don't tell me dog shit about it. What do you mean? So you just said that we enroll at 15 because that's when we learn that we are wizards, right? I would have liked to have some backstory, some background on that. How, where,
Mhm.
why?
Sure. Also, are we
Speaking of the
Muggleborns?
go ahead.
Like, do
Yeah,
we
there's
come from
that.
the Muggle world? That's another question that I had all the time.
Well, when
But
Rockwood, because what I understood, Rockwood is kind of a blood supremacist, or am I getting this wrong? Is he one of the many?
One of the what? What was the word you used?
The blood supremacists. Like the
yeah,
Slytherin
the
and stuff.
Oh
that say
yeah.
that-
Like a
pure blood
yeah.
guys. I think so, but it's never stated. Like, that's another thing they could have, added to. If we were Muggleborns, maybe that would
Mhm.
have been a reason for Rookwood to be
Yeah,
against
exactly.
us. But we don't know. We can
And
just
also,
theorize on it.
pretty much, and then and the whole goblin thing. You mentioned how Ranrock had that weird glow. I didn't. So I'm pretty ignorant on Harry Potter lore.
He
I
was
only watched the
constipated.
movies, right?
hmm
What?
He was
Who was
constipated. That's why he was glowing
Was
red.
it?
Yeah, that's like the
Right.
wizard. That's like the magic that shows you that you're constipated because you don't
Oh, that's what
know
it is.
unless it shows on the
Right.
outside. So
Good
just something to
take.
think about.
Well,
Just something to think about.
that's a good one. Yeah, that's probably.
Carry on.
No, what I wanted to say is that me being ignorant about the Harry Potter lore, I thought, okay, maybe just goblins have that magic. Like, I don't know.
But they
The
don't.
game sure won't explain. I mean, the game sure won't explain it to me. So
Mm.
all I gotta do is just. I
Wow.
mean, I guess this is happening.
Let
The
me
game
tell you,
wasn't,
they
like,
don't.
They
So,
don't know. Well, I don't know. The game
no.
was more focused on showing me trailer moments, like us freeing a dragon or some shit like that.
hmm
Was the
Yeah.
game wasn't like there are more moments like that than the plot actually, explaining
Mhm.
itself.
That's right.
Yeah.
Also, if I can chime in, the whole thing where they keep saying, like when you're talking to the paintings, right? The keepers, they keep saying, "Oh shit, this is urgent, right? Oh my god, Ranrock and Rockwood joining forces. Man, we gotta act fast. We gotta act now. Stat. Also, we have some trials for you, but not right now. But not right now.
That's true. That's
like-
true.
And at every
Yeah.
turn, they make you feel this urgency, but then they tell you, well, but we don't know if you're ready though. Like, can we trust you?
I will say on that is that I think and I don't know how you guys feel, but I felt I think I know Jan's take. Lyra's I'd like to see, but my thing is I thought the keeper trials were very boring and repetitive.
Oh my god.
The only one that I thought that was good was the third one.
Yeah.
I thought by far, I thought that one, the third keeper trial, I believe it's the third, and it's
Yeah,
When
it's
you go
the
to the
third.
past.
yeah, I thought that was phenomenal. Like that was chef's kiss. But the other ones were
That
just
was
I felt like
alright.
I was fighting the same, and that's one of my issues
Yeah.
with the game. And I'm gonna try not to like completely crap on the game because see, I was telling Jan before this, Lyra, and the people in the chat is that I've been very negative when it comes to this game, not because I don't see the passion that these developers had and because Portkey Games, it's not like they did anything crazy before Hogwarts Legacy. Would they work on like a Lego game or something like that? So I don't think they really.
I
don't think
couldn't
they.
tell you.
I don't
No, I
think
don't
they.
know.
I don't think they did anything like crazy before this. So this is like their first huge AAA game, and so like I see the passion is there. I think it's awesome. I mean, me and Jan talked about it. So if any of you guys want to hear that part of the segment, and we might get into a little bit of here, but I'm just trying not to. I'm trying not to be negative because I think a lot of my gripes with it. It's just I was just getting so like I was tired. I was getting very tired. I felt like I was just going through the motions after a little while. And it's not because like the magic was fading. I loved all that stuff. Like literally like quote unquote the magic. I thought that was great. But I just felt like I mean, I think I mean altogether, and it's probably gonna sound bad compared to probably both of you. I think I put like a total of 35 hours into the game, and I felt like I played it for a lot longer than that. I felt like I played it for nearly 60 because I was starting to feel fatigue because like I don't want to miss the side quest, but then some of them just felt very samey to me, and I don't know. Like I was really struggling those last few hours, and so like I'm gonna keep it at that because I don't want to go too far into it. I do plan to do a review this week, but I like me and Lyra were talking about open worlds before you came on, Jan, and I think to me like it's one of the downfalls of this game, in my opinion, is the massive open world. I would have liked Hogwarts to be open world, a little bit of the surrounding area, Hogsmeade, Diagon Alley, places like that, but everything else kind of control. You know what I'm saying? More contained.
To summarize it, pretty much the biggest downfall of the game is that it's too long. Too long for its own good. Because I think the combat is good. The combat is there. Exploring Hogwarts is good.
Yeah,
there are a lot of little Easter eggs. Like I don't know if you noticed, but close to the headmaster's office, there's this little trophy room, and the Triwizard Cup is in there. There's like a lot of very cool nods, and the game is just too long. It's too long and too big. Like there is such thing as too much of a good thing.
Yeah, absolutely agree with you on that. They did add so many unnecessary things, like those astronomy tables that you have to go collect and place the stars. What is that even about? That's not something that happens
in the
in the
generic
books.
shit ever.
But what is that?
Honestly, the astronomy tables were nothing because there's only like 20 of them. My gripe were the Merlin trials. So I don't know about you, Lyra. Did you 100%
I hate them.
or
Like some of the people in the chat come from my stream, and they know what happens with those. Like my character just goes, I recognize a Merlin trial when I see one, and I'm like, I don't. Let's just go ahead and ignore it completely. I've done like none. I think 5, just because the chat asked me to, but I didn't want to do that.
Yeah,
do you know how many there are?
Yeah,
I have an idea, and I don't wanna even think about it because I wanted to get 100% just to reach the end of it. But I'm getting discouraged just for the Merlin trials. I'll do it eventually, but like once a day.
I was gonna say someone said in the chat that they had to force you to do the Merlin trials.
Yeah, that's what I told you.
Yeah, Lyra, I'll kind of tell you, from someone who has 100% of the game, I got to the light at the end of the tunnel, and I was gonna say it's not worth it. Just run while you still can.
I reckon it's not. I know it's just really for the sake of it, but I know it's not worth it at all to do all those trials.
Yeah.
Like in my chat, I have like a prize that you can redeem with channel points. That if you get a question that I ask the chat right about the wizarding world, you choose what I do next, and that's the only thing that brought me to the trials. Because otherwise I wouldn't do them. But if the chat won the trial, yeah, that's the only way for me to do quests that I don't want to do. So.
Yeah, someone just commented 90 trials. There's actually 95, and they're.
Oh my god!
The problem is that there's really only 5, but like 5 times each, because they're all
they
the
keep
same.
Repeating.
Yeah, and was best. The thing that cracks me up the most is that in the quest where they introduced them, there's this old woman saying, "Oh my god, I've been studying these things for ages. No one has ever cracked these trials ever.
Yeah.
What you gotta do? You gotta light three braziers. You gotta fucking So pretty much, according to this game, it's canon that every wizard before the main character, is like officially brain dead, because there is no way that you cannot understand.
I mean, we could have left those for Hermione. She's coming eventually.
That's right.
Like in 100 years' time, she's gonna do that. We can just leave it be. She's gonna have so much fun. Let her.
She's gonna need the inventory space too.
Yeah, exactly.
Dude, the inventory space is so trash in this game. I'm sorry. I wasn't gonna do it. Inventory space it's so much trash, dude. You can't hold but like 3 things, and then you get this stupid little warning on the
Yeah,
screen saying you can't
years
collect.
later.
Are you kidding me?
Do you know?
I,
Do you know how to expand inventory space?
well,
With
yeah,
Merlin trial.
you gotta do the Merlin
Oh,
trials, which
Merlin
is
trial.
stupid. I did like 10 of them. And I was like, man, screw this. I'll just sell my shit because I'm done.
Yeah,
I'm
that
just
was
That's
done.
really
actually the
neat.
main way I got any money in this game. It's like every time you
Yeah,
pick it
by
up, it's
selling
like
stuff.
Hmm.
yeah, by selling shit. That's
Yeah,
how you get money in this
yeah,
game.
yeah,
Um,
absolutely. You
Which
get
I
to a
you know,
mean,
point where you have so much money. You like Harry when he goes to Gringotts the first time. You just you don't know what to do
that's
with it.
that's
that's it.
right.
Yeah, before he
I,
spends it all in fucking sweets.
yeah, but
Yeah,
that's the thing. Yeah, but that's the thing that like even though you get a lot of money in this game, have you guys noticed that everything's kind of expensive though? Like the
yeah,
stuff that you want to get is
Mhm.
just like it's. I mean, like I think it was like 2,000 whatever the currency is in this Wizarding World. two
yeah,
thousand whatever.
galleons.
That's it.
Galleons, yeah.
2,000 for like a pottery table or something, and I'm like, dude, like
Oh
that.
man.
My real life pocket is hurting right now. It's
Yeah.
not even my money.
At the beginning
Yeah,
of
no,
the
I gotta
game,
tell
that's
you.
frustrating. Like towards the end, you have money anyways. But like at the beginning,
Well,
also professors give you assignments to go buy ingredients, and those are expensive.
exactly. This is such an
So
illiterate school. That's what I'm saying too. You
yeah,
gotta, yeah, you gotta buy your own shit. You gotta
yeah,
plant
yeah.
your own shit. You gotta. Oh, are you gonna give me any material here? What the
I
hell?
mean, we've always known that Hogwarts was a bad school. Like, let's be
It was
honest
a
here. We all love it,
capitalist
but
nightmare.
it's bad.
Yeah.
It's not organized. They cannot check their professors before they hire them. Like, if you think
Oh
about
no.
it, Harry had a professor that had Voldemort behind his head. Like, what?
Hmm.
Then he had a full-on Death Eater using Polyjuice Potion, and he went on like that for an
Hmm.
entire year.
Yeah.
What?
Well,
And
yeah.
then
I mean,
also
any
an
defense against the dark
imposter.
arts teacher is just.
Yeah, but
Oh
like
Yeah.
damn.
they're so bad. How is that even possible? Do
That's
they not
just
get?
that. Yeah, that's like cursed. That's like a
Yeah,
cursed subject. Defense against the
yeah,
dark arts. There's
yeah,
not
yeah,
many
yeah.
teachers lasted more than 1 year.
But like some of them were so bad, it's almost unbelievable. Like, how do you not spot that?
Yeah.
How do you even hire
They just
them?
don't care.
Like,
They just don't give a
yeah,
shit.
A Dumbledore's your headmaster, and then and what? Speaking of like headmasters that are like not responsible, you have what y'all think about Headmaster
Headmaster
Black in this
Black.
game? He was barely in it for one thing, like he was barely in the game, but he was a straight up just a hole,
He's kind of
wasn't
a
he? Like
pushover. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
I
It's
I mean,
mean,
it makes sense. He is a black. But,
yeah.
you know,
It's also said in the
you know
books
what I
that it
meant
was
by
the
that.
worst
yeah. I know.
You
headmaster
know.
ever.
Oh, did it?
Yeah, because he
Oh,
has
damn.
his portrait in the headmaster office, and when
Mhm.
Dumbledore has Harry come over several times, like once he does a comment on Phineas, Nigelus Black, saying
Oh,
he's
damn.
nasty. So
Well, see,
yeah,
that's cool. That's how they took something, a little common from the books.
yeah. I
I
mean,
wish
they
most
did
of
a
the game
great
was
job
like
on
that.
that. I
Hmm.
mean, there are a lot of things in the game that come from little comments, little things from the books, and that's the thing that I like the most about it, honestly.
Mhm.
Hmm.
But they screwed it with other things like Merlin trials. There was no point in doing stuff like that when you already had a game that had so much to offer. Like it was total
True.
So
nonsense.
would you say and this is I mean like I said I've read the books but this was years ago. Like I know
Mhm.
you got characters like Peeves and things like that obviously didn't show up in the films. Would you say that the Hogwarts Legacy is more like the novels as opposed to the movies? I mean, what would you say?
Yeah, like the
Hmm.
castle itself is more accurate to the books compared to the one of the movies, but that I mean that depends also on like budget and movie making at the time. It was
Sure.
hard to get certain aspects of the castle right in
Hmm.
2001, so I get why it looks a little different in the movies, but I mean, the one in the game is pretty accurate, so that's great. And also, there are so many things from the books that didn't make it to the final cuts of the movies, like Peeves, like the ghost professor of history of magic,
Hmm.
Oh,
Professor
that was
Beans.
cool.
And there's actually a side quest where you have to try and not sleep during his class, which is something that they complained about all the time, the students, that it was so boring. So
Hmm.
it's cool that you have to do that as well and go through that. And Yeah, I mean, there's also little inside jokes and Easter eggs. One that I found very cool was with a side quest. I don't know if you found it. That there's a Hufflepuff student called Saccharissa, and she asks you to go pick some Bubotubers in the Forbidden Forest because she's making a potion. And later on in Harry Potter, it said that there's a beautifying potion that actually Hermione takes for the Yule Ball in the Goblet of Fire
Hmm.
that was
Oh,
made and brewed for the first time by Saccharissa, a potioneer from Hogwarts, and they have
Dude,
her in the game. Like these things are crazy.
oh,
that's
that's
It's just
cool.
cool.
That's awesome.
yeah,
Yeah, I remember.
they
I
just
remember
went
her now.
through
She's the one
all.
that makes the potion against the zits, right? Against
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
Now I
exactly. And
remember her.
she's
Yes.
mentioned. So that's crazy. Like they went and really studied, the books to make the game.
They did
That's
their homework.
awesome.
Oh, it's no
Yeah, they
doubt.
did
I
their homework.
mean, no, passion through the roof. Like
Yeah.
all of my gripes with the game is more of just personal stuff, like open world, quest boring, things like that. As far as passion, no, they nailed it. They
Oh,
love
it's
this stuff.
great.
But that brings me to my next thing, and I think Jan will have a little bit more to say on this as well. Is
Oh
this
god.
the Forbidden Forest is supposed to be like this, like dangerous? You don't fucking go in there unless like your life depends on it, kind of thing, right? And really,
Hmm.
if you do, you're gonna die, pretty much. And like the many times that you have to go in there, it was kind of like taking me out of it because I thought the Forbidden Forest was supposed to be like this, like super dangerous place, and I'm just going there wiping the floor with everything.
Yeah.
Well, my problem with
Yeah.
it is not that it's that, of course, it kind of takes you kind of out of the immersion, right? But my problem is that all the professors are so chill about you
Mhm.
going there. There's like
They
Professor
send
Fig.
you there almost.
They send you there. Professor Fig goes, "Oh, where'd you find that?" Just back to the Forbidden Forest. It's like, "Oh, cool, damn, nice, good fun. Don't
Of
neglect your
course, of
studies.
course.
Don't neglect."
Yeah,
Good
yeah, just do
job.
your studies. Yeah, just
Your...
do your studies, and that's all that matters. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Like Weasley says something to you about. There's been rumors of this is how she said it so nonchalant, like not even really worried about it. But she's just like, oh yeah, there's been rumors about you going into the Forbidden Forest, and there's rumors about you battling Rockwood's men and all that's like.
Yeah, and trolls.
And she's just saying it like so calm. It's like yeah, y'all went to terrible school. 2 stars out of 5.
Kind of.
Yeah, I will
Honest.
What a
never go
shithole.
there. Yeah.
You're only going, yeah. The only reason why it's not 1 star is because the moving stairs, because that's cool as fuck.
Yeah, that's
But
cool.
everything
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
else is
cool. I'll
kind
give you
of
that one.
those are cool. But like my
like,
main complaint with the Forbidden Forest is not only that you just go there and everybody's chill about it, but also that according to the books, there's supposed to be like all sorts of creatures there,
Mhm.
but instead there's only spiders.
Yeah.
Spiders are the
spiders.
only enemy in this game. Like,
Yeah.
what?
Oh, and
Why couldn't they add werewolves? Like, why not? It's said that they hide in the Forbidden Forest, so why not? They even had the graphics for those because there's a statue in Hogwarts of a werewolf. So
That's right.
just
yeah,
animate it and put it in the forest. Why not? Like it
Yeah.
yeah. The
doesn't make
enemy
any sense.
variety is
Is
the enemy variety is
non-existent.
dog shit. Yeah, honestly,
Yeah.
there's one there's like a trophy or achievement that tasks you with using ancient magic on every
Mhm.
enemy type, and I'm like,
Hmm.
shit, how many are there? Like 5? And it turns out there's 34, but
Yeah, because there's
there's
different kind
5.
of spiders.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. There's venomous spider, there's venomous ambusher spider, there's venomous matriarch spider, and it's all like that. There's like 10 of them, and it's
Yeah.
like that for ashwinders and poachers and goblins.
Yeah.
Yeah, even
It's
dog
crazy.
bugs. They do have
Oh,
different
dog bugs.
types
Yes.
for some reason. Yeah, that's stupid. I mean,
Mhm.
in the books, so many creatures are just mentioned and never further explored. It was the perfect occasion to do that. But no,
Mhm.
they went with spiders instead. I mean,
I mean, there's
doesn't
centaurs
make
at
sense.
least. Uh,
What,
Yeah.
sorry?
there's centaurs in a side quest. You
Yeah,
get to meet the
yeah, yeah,
centaurs.
yeah. They're
And
also
speaking
around the
of, the
forest.
side quests are probably the best thing. Like they're way better than main plot, in
Yeah.
my opinion. Yeah, I don't know if you follow the Sebastian Salles quest line.
Yeah, that
He
was
was
great. That was
Yeah.
good.
the best story
Best
honestly,
story.
if the whole game was like that, if the whole game was just like you being a normal student, but getting involved in these shenanigans, right? The whole
Yeah.
Sebastian Saul's things, I would have loved it. I would have loved
Yeah,
it.
you're right. That's the best thing, and also Poppy's quests were not bad. But like, I
Hmm.
couldn't care less about Nati's subplot. Like,
Hmm.
it was
Oh
just
yeah,
useless. She's after that Harlow. We never see him up until the end of the story.
Hmm.
Like, doesn't make any sense. And we just go around finding people, and it's always the same. Like, they're
Yeah.
missing. You
yeah.
go in a dungeon,
Yeah.
defeat a bunch of
And her
people,
mom and her
free
mom
them.
says no. She's
Yeah,
like,
and that's it. Yeah, exactly.
also, I don't know about you, but the final cutscene after you defeat what is his name, Harlow. Uh,
Yeah.
there's this cutscene where I don't remember if it's a woman or a man. It's a man, I think. He goes for a finishing blow before getting handcuffed by the police, and Natty goes in to save you, right? And she
Yeah,
turns
yeah,
into
yeah.
a gazelle right before saving you. What's
Hmm.
the
Yeah.
significance of that? Was that really necessary? That's like just artificial drama, in my opinion.
Yeah. Just to
Um,
show you the Animagi form, which I
pretty much.
appreciated because you cannot go on and mention she has Animagus form and not show it ever.
Hmm.
But they
That's
could have
true.
shown it in a different way, like in a way that made more sense, just for
Yeah, maybe
fun
she's chasing
behind.
him down, right? Yeah, he's chasing someone
Yeah.
down, so he turns into a gazelle, right?
Yeah, exactly. We could have gone on a quest like with us, invisible, and her as a gazelle. It would have been cool, but no. She just does that at the end, as you said, and it doesn't make much sense.
She
It's
does the
just
cliche,
unnecessary thing.
no.
Yeah, exactly, and that's what you see.
Yeah, I just yeah, like I got to that same part, and I just felt like it was compared to the Sebastian storyline. I just felt like it wasn't near as emotional because it's to answer one person's question in the chat. I think they were asking if one of us chose Natty to be
No.
our main friend. Well, I think you can tell by the way I'm talking. No,
No.
I wanted to learn those unforgivable
No.
curses. Like that was the first thing I wanted to do. Is I wanted to kill people.
Oh,
I
yeah,
mean,
that was
that was
awesome. Yeah,
initially what
that's
I
true.
wanted to do. Which I knew that's not what we were going for, and that's fine. I like I was telling Lyra at the beginning of the show. I knew that the story was going to let you go um as far like as like some people would go, like straight up just killing whoever. But yet the
Murder, yeah.
Sebastian storyline was like it actually made me feel something because I have a sister, and I think
Oh.
that's why like I was so connected to that part. You know, not to make it super serious, but it's not like it was like, oh God, it's making me tear up. But it was just more of like I get why Sebastian was so like dedicated
Mhm.
to learning about this really really dark magic, and his uncle was just being a dickhead for the right reasons, right? He was looking out for, but he just wasn't. He was just like, no, you will not, no dark magic, no, and like that. And I was like Sebastian and his like journey going through that, and I was down for him. I'd be on my broom like on the way to do like another like wizard trial or a keeper trial, whatever, and then Sebastian would pop up. And I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go find my boy. I'm gonna go help him out because I'm down for this
Same.
dude. You know what I mean?
No, I agree. And honestly, I don't know about you, but you said something that Sebastian's questline is the one that made you feel something, because that's the bar, pretty much, right? Because honestly,
Yeah.
all the other stories are kind of made me feel nothing, kind of meh. Well, Sebastian's turns were actually kind of there's a lot of pathos in there. When
Yeah.
spoilers, he does that. He gay mans his uncle. I was like, oh shit, this is happening.
Yeah, I
Oh
was
my
so
god.
upset. Like, I was
Yeah,
so
it was.
upset that I couldn't do anything. It just goes on and does that, and I was like, what? Why?
But
Like,
I enjoyed it though, because at least it was
yeah,
something.
yeah,
It
yeah, sure.
surprised me. Yeah,
Mhm.
It's well
and
written.
and I have a question. So after all that thing happens, his friend and you decide, oh my god, we're gonna report him or what? What did you do?
I did. I reported him.
Me too. What about
Yeah.
you doing?
What? Report. Wait,
Oh,
report
no.
who? Report who?
Sebastian.
Sebastian.
Hell
And he
no.
goes to fucking prison. He gets expelled.
Yeah, he gets
What?
expelled.
Man,
Doesn't
He's
go
not
to
in.
Greece.
He gets. No, he's not gonna go to prison, but he's not in the final cutscene.
Wow. Y'all are a bunch of
Yeah.
narcs, man. I'm about to just
I
leave
mean, it
this
went
chat.
too far. He went too far with that.
I'm
I
no,
mean,
no,
he
no. He
fucking
did.
killed his
That's
uncle,
right.
dude.
We protect Sebastian. That's what somebody said in the comments. Hell yeah, that's what we do. Like he did what he
I mean,
had to do. He did
Yeah,
what he had to do.
Narizinho in the chat also didn't report him, and then she told me he was like in the final scene while I
Yeah,
got Ominis, she
yeah,
got
me too.
Sebastian.
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah. I can't
yeah,
believe you guys turned him in. Wow, I've
Well,
yeah.
lost
I
I
a
mean,
mean,
lot of respect.
my first
the
run
guy's the
was a
guy.
good run. I'm doing the evil
Right.
one now, so I won't report him now.
Well, I mean, the thing is, I got rational, right? Because I love him, right?
Mm.
He's a really good friend and everything, but the guy is obviously mentally unstable. I think he's actually a danger to society, right? I don't think it's a good idea to let him on the loose. That's
Yeah,
all, right?
he
Come on,
needed
dude.
help.
Mm. Man, I
Yeah,
don't even know what to
you
say now
mentioned.
because now I'm in a show with a couple of narcs here. No, like no, I get what you're saying. Like if you're trying to be like, you know, if you're trying to be good in this, I get it. Like that probably is the right thing to do, but at the same point in time, he's had your back. Like honestly, the one who knew me the most was Ominous, and I know Ominous'
No,
significance. I get that, like his whole bloodline. I like
he
all
was
the
my
backstory.
favorite.
Yeah, I thought he was just kind of annoying because every time you'd be like doing something, he's like, "Did Sebastian tell you about this?" And they gave you dialogue choices, and I'm like, "Yes." Like I don't care. What are you
Yeah.
gonna do? What are you gonna do? Square up then. What are you gonna do?
Like if there was a way to be more on Omini's side, I would have done that. Like there weren't many options because apparently the plot was written so that you would be Sebastian's friend more than
Mhm,
Ominis. But
mhm.
if that was an option, I would have sided with Ominis since the beginning. Like,
Yeah, too bad that this game does not only gives you the illusion of choice.
yeah,
Like you
exactly.
can, yeah, you can choose to do like whatever. You can be the biggest asshole, right? Give the meanest answers, but you're still the good guy in some way. You still do the same good guy shit.
Right.
Yeah.
Although there is an exception. There's this one side quest. I don't know if you found it, but there's this little Ravenclaw, and she said that someone stole her marbles. They're not called marbles. They're called something magical.
The Gobstones.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, the
it. The
gobstones.
gobstones.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah,
Please
yeah, the
don't tell me the
gobstones.
end because I'm saving that for last to complete
Oh,
Oh damn.
100%.
Oh
well,
well.
dang it.
No, I'm
Yeah,
not gonna.
I think I see where he
Well,
was going with this, and I was
I
gonna
don't want to
chime
know.
in. I was about to
well, then
ruin your
I'm not gonna
day.
say. I'm not gonna say
Thank
it.
you.
Well,
No,
but to understand, I wasn't the asshole. I found like a video on the internet of what happens if you're an asshole. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Well, you already know which one I picked. I mean, like, nah.
All right,
Okay,
you're being
whatever.
the Slytherin, right?
We'll
By the way,
just
Lyra,
keep.
which
Yeah.
house did you end up in?
Ravenclaw,
Oh damn, Ravenclaw power, me too.
as shown by the scarf right here.
Oh, I didn't notice. Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I didn't have
yeah.
any preference when I just answered truthfully to the has questions, and I guess it's just in my nature. I don't know what to say. I guess I'm just a nerd.
Yeah, me too. I came out as Ravenclaw from the tests.
I got a
Come out of the
question for you.
closet, huh?
I got a question for you guys that we hadn't gotten to quite yet. By the way, we got a bunch of comments here. And by the way, I cannot
Yeah, you're right.
pronounce your name, Narizen Ho 0803. I'm
Not a
Just
sorry.
say Nari. Nari is fine.
Okay,
Not
cool. That's a lot easier. Just a couple here. While Lyra didn't want to fight the uncle, I was mad for him to not help us to fight the inferi first. Speaking of the inferi, weren't they very annoying? I thought they were just very annoying. Like I know that you cast Incendio, and that definitely depletes their
And
health,
that's
but
it.
they were very, very tough to fight off,
Mhm.
especially when you were getting swarmed. Did you guys
Yeah.
feel that way, or
Well-
did I suck?
Well, I'll tell you what. Yes. However, I was just at that point. I was just so glad that there was some variety in the combat that I just accepted it.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, this is the variety I'm
absolutely.
gonna get. Then sure.
Yeah. Also, I spent the talent to get the Incendio to be like a ring of fire.
Oh,
That's
an
right.
AOE. That's great.
That definitely
So-
did help. Yeah.
Yeah, so they were pretty doable with that.
Yeah, all the upgrades actually are pretty good in this game. There's like not many of them, but they're all pretty, game changing. So
Yeah,
that's a
that's
plus.
true. Absolutely, yeah.
Well, good. Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, like I just felt them. I felt they were kind of annoying. And what my question before that was she had mentioned the Inferi, so that's what made me remind me of it. But what you guys think about like flying on your broom? Did you guys even when I upgraded my broom to max capacity, I still felt like it
Mhm.
was really slow. Did you guys feel the same way, or was it different for you guys?
Oh,
Like the
go
first
ahead,
upgrade
Lyra.
does nothing to the broom, in my opinion. But like the last one makes it a little bit faster. But other than that, nothing much.
Yeah, I didn't notice any change in speed. What I did notice is that when you have like two speeds, right? You have the
Yeah,
big speed and then you have the bigger speed, and the bigger speed is gets depletes that meter on
Mm-hmm.
the right lower corner. What I noticed is that after I upgraded it, sometimes that meter wouldn't deplete even if I went as fast as I go.
Mm-hmm.
That's from what I understand. That's what the upgrades do, but I still don't
yeah.
have a
Okay.
very tight grasp on it.
Yeah, maybe you're right. I don't know. I haven't flown with the broom too much because I do prefer the hippogriff. So
Oh, really?
yeah, I
I,
just go around with the hippogriff all the time. So I haven't
I
really
tried to fly
learned.
once with a hippogriff outside of the main quest, and I just thought it was kind of cumbersome, right? Because you gotta call him out, then you gotta charge it up, and then you know what I meant. You gotta run a bit, and then he
Just hearing
pass.
no. What I love about Jan is, and to you guys that are new to the show and everything else, Jan is just when he's got like in-game laziness. Like I gotta call it out, it comes to me, and I gotta get on top, and then I gotta fly up in the air and go over it. Like it's so funny hearing you explain.
Well, I mean,
Like it's just such a
that's just
drag, you know what
quality of life, ain't it? But
Oh man.
it is cool that you get to ride a hippogriff. That's pretty good. You can reenact the Prisoner of
Yeah.
Azkaban moment. And he goes, "Whoa!"
Like,
One
That
of
that
the
was
first,
best scenes from the movies though. Like in my
yeah,
opinion at
hard
least.
agree. Hard agree.
Yeah.
definitely,
It's just
definitely.
so good.
See,
Yeah.
Sasuke-kun agrees with me. He says, "You want to go fast? That's it. That's exactly what it is."
Yeah. I mean the fastest way to go is flu
Flute
things.
powder, yeah, yeah.
Flu
Let's
Flip
yeah,
powder.
powder. Oh my
yeah.
god,
I
guys,
guess
did you
travel was
notice?
very inconvenient before I discovered flu powder.
Flip powder. I cannot imagine how
Yeah.
inconvenient it was to travel.
Up for another
uh,
adventure, are we?
yeah, I'm so
This
glad.
place
I
is
don't know if
ripped
you
out of a
guys noticed
storybook. Yeah.
in the with the latest update, they made her shut up. She talks
Oh, what?
less.
Oh, they did.
Yes, they did that, and I'm so glad.
I
She
mean, that's
still talks way
fair.
too much,
That's
but
fair.
oh my
She's
god.
so annoying. Like, it's
And honestly,
terrible.
the first time I played, I didn't realize who was speaking. I was like in the
Hmm.
Oh,
Forbidden Forest, and I hear this woman's voice. I'm like, holy shit, what? Who?
Yeah.
Where? What? And then I noticed that the statue's lips were moving. I'm like, oh,
yeah.
Oh, did their
okay.
lips move? I never really paid attention to
Yeah,
that.
they did.
Yeah,
Does it
she
actually move?
moves when she
Okay.
speaks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I was the same way. Like I didn't know that was actually what it was saying to me. I thought somebody was just following me around. Like, dude, I'm about to just Crucio. Like I'm about to inflict the worst kind of pain on this asshole that keeps following me. But it come to find out, it's just like it's essentially just fast travel, which
Very
you
much.
know, which a cool thing to bring up, and then I wanted to see because we got your thoughts, Lyra. I wanted Jan to elaborate a little bit more on his full on thoughts because I think we definitely need a good laugh here, especially if it's
All
I
right.
had to go here and I had to go there. It sucks. Anyway, what did you guys think about the rumor requirements? You think that was pretty cool? How that
Yes.
was?
Sure.
I loved it so much. Like, it was genius, in my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah, it is a good idea. It is.
Yeah. The only complaint that I have is about the limitation on the number of beasts that you can have in those vivariums because they're huge, but
Mhm,
you can only have 12. Like, why is that?
that's right.
Doesn't make any sense. Like once you have the space, I mean, why not just make it more? Like for
Hmm.
12 is too little. You cannot even have like male, female, and offspring for all the available beasts, basically. You have to choose which one to leave out of it.
Oh
Like
yeah.
at least having three of each would have made sense.
Hmm.
Like that was the bare minimum, in my
No,
opinion.
you gotta
And they
separate
don't.
families. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean
Yeah,
that's
it's
just
pretty
cruel.
tragic. Yeah, I
It's
didn't notice
tragic.
until I had to breed them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you have the thing where you need to breed at least once every one of them to get
Yes,
100%. So you do
that's
that,
true.
but then you gotta separate them because
Like, like,
there's not
well,
enough space in the vivariums for all of them. So like what?
it's horrible. It's
And
tragic,
yeah, the
truly.
phoenix, as Nari is saying, I was so upset that there's only one phoenix in the game, and
Mm.
you
Yeah, you
cannot,
can
have a
breed it.
companion for them and breed them. That was
Well, actually, I
so
was
sad.
surprised, but honestly, I kind of figured that not every animal is gonna have, two of each. But I was surprised that there are two of the big beasts. You know, what's it called? The Lord of the River or whatever.
Ah,
The
the
one you get to
Grafforn.
ride. The
Yeah,
Graphorn,
yeah,
exactly. There's a female Graphorn. Are you kidding? I could
yeah.
not believe it. Yeah, that was great.
That was cool, and you have
But
to fight that to gain her respect. Like once
Mhm.
you've done it with the male during the for trial, then you have to do it all over
you
again.
gotta do it all over again. Isn't that fun?
Yeah,
Isn't doing
but
things
that's
twice
cool.
fun?
That's cool. I mean, at least it's
Uh,
different.
Yeah.
I got you.
So
I got you.
so as far as like the actual rumor requirement goes, so yeah, like I agree with you. Like I didn't dive deep into like the accumulating that many beasts. Like I did some, but I think at that point I was in this like mode of all right, let's do the keeper trials, let's get the story going because I've done a bunch of see my problem, my downfall is is that in a game like this where there's side quests, I tend to go down this rabbit hole where like I'll find one, I'm like, okay, let me do this one, and I'm gonna get back to the main story, and then five more pick up, and then before you know it, I'm in this. I've played for like 3 or 4 hours, and I haven't moved the story any. So I didn't really explore too much as far as the beast go, but as far as the actual room requirement itself, do you think there's anything they could have done differently, or do you like it the way where you can put like furniture in there, you can put different like potions tables and things like that? Is there anything different they could have done, or is it pretty great the way it is? And that's for either one of you, whoever wants to go first.
Go on. I went first every time. So,
Well, you're
Right.
supposed to. You're supposed to.
I
No,
mean,
that's right, and I agree that you should this time too, because actually there's a confession I have to make. I did not use the room requirement at all. Like I know you can like customize it as much as you want. You can collect all this cool furniture. You know how my room of requirement looks like? You enter, there are like 4 tables. One is for each size of pot, and there's a thing where you upgrade your equipment, and that's it.
okay.
Good
No,
God,
I
man.
I've used
I'm a
it.
minimalist. What can I say?
I've put more time into it than that. I mean, not a lot, but I mean, I at least have multiple tables and stuff. I mean, how did you create potions? You just go to the potions classroom?
Oh no! I also had the. I
Oh,
also had the
you did have
potions,
that in there. Okay,
table.
I
I
got
had
you.
one of each table. Every furniture that had some practical use. I had that lined
Okay.
up, ready to use. And Nari agrees with me. See, Nari's one of us.
Yeah. But at least she did choose like the ceiling and the walls because I've seen hers.
Well, I did
and
that too.
Oh,
I
you did that too.
But that's
Okay,
because
so
the main quest kind of makes you. You gotta go to whatever the
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that's
There
right.
you go.
That's
You got Deke. You got to go to Deke and like change
Deke.
what's the word for it? Change the ambience of the room.
Yeah.
Is that the word?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
I mean, I
Big
spent
things.
some
You should
time
be
on
really
it.
proud of all your potions. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
right.
you proved. Yeah. No, but I customized it. I didn't spend so much time on it, but like just enough to get it to look nice. And then I was so pissed when at the end of the story, the second room changes shape. I don't know if you've noticed. Like
It does.
it was the like a sort of cross shaped during the entirety of the game, and then just at the end it opens up, and I was
It
like, what?
expands.
Why? Like it was perfect the way it was, and now I am
Okay.
so lost. I don't know what to do with all that space in the middle. So I haven't fixed it yet. So right now my room is like perfect, with the first room looking all fancy with all the collectibles and stuff. Then the second room is like two sides that are full of things the way they were before, architecturally speaking, and then this whole space in the middle with nothing going on. Because yeah, I just hope there was like a feature to get you go back to the way it was before.
Yeah, Control Z.
Yeah.
Go
Yeah,
back.
exactly. Like, please don't.
So it sounds like to me that your viewers were desperately waiting for you to hurry up and finish like customizing your room, because a couple comments say yes, she customizes everything. It was annoying.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
annoying. Damn.
I also
Tough
had,
crowd.
earlier I mentioned that I had the trivia option for my chat where I asked them a question. I
That's
also
right.
had the room requirement tour with the channel points. So that's something that they know very well from my run, the room of requirements, because I'm always there. And also I have the other prize, the one that everybody gets with their channel points, which is to name one of my fantastic beasts. So like in the middle of
Oh,
quests, the chat is like, name a fantastic beast, chicken nugget. And I go back to the
right.
room requirement and go name a Foo Bears. So, I mean, we've been there pretty a long time with the chat because yeah, they named a lot of them. I also have a Voldemort unicorn, Narcissa the
Oh, damn.
Testral. So yeah, we have a few honorable mentions, you know. So yeah, it's one of the best
Nice.
parts of the stream. Yeah, everybody is emotionally attached to the room requirements. So I spend some time in it.
Cool.
Yeah, I think I'm like I think I've done a little bit more than Jan. Sounds like, but yeah, I thought it was really cool that they put that in the game. But I don't know, like unless you're really into that kind of thing, like for me, like games like Fallout, right? I mean, we've all played Fallout,
Hmm.
right? Where you can
I
kind of
haven't.
Right.
okay, well in that game you can build your own like fortresses and you can put turrets and all kinds of stuff. And like I get into that a little bit, but after a while it's like, okay, I'm ready to go shoot something. I'm ready to go on this. I'm ready to go to my next quest. So I kind of felt that way with the room requirement. Like I literally just use that. Like I'd be on my phone, right? I take my phone out like this, and I just be looking at Instagram or something, and be brewing potions and just wait. Like I kind
Cool,
of use
nice.
it just as time to look at my phone because like I get work emails like all the time. So like I put a bunch of potions and they're all brewing and I'm just sitting there waiting because I didn't want to go too far because I usually needed them for the next quest that I was doing anyway. So I did use it a
Yeah.
little bit for that.
Yeah, but that isn't that weird that you gotta wait for potions to brew? Like I
Well,
get that's like
you can
it
get
makes
like the
sense.
Yeah.
little you can get the actual like what is it called, Lyra? What the you can buy it from
Oh yeah, from the shop in
J
Oxbin.
Pippin. Yeah, J Pippin's
Yeah, the
potions. You can
Pippin's
get
shop. Yeah.
yeah, you can get this little I don't know what it's called though. Fertilizer, I guess.
The
Like a fertilizer
fertilizer?
for it.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
no, the fertilizer is for
yeah.
plants.
But that's
But
for the herbology tables. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was kind of like
Larry's saying Wiggenweld, is that it?
no,
No,
Wiggenweld
Or
potion
she's
is a
saying
that's
health
something
the
potion.
else.
potion.
Uh-huh.
That's the
Oh,
potion
okay.
to heal, the one we need the most.
What
Oh,
you
right,
what you
right.
what you yeah, what you guys think about the defensive potions? I didn't feel like they really helped me out too much. Like the
I didn't use
what
any.
the oh
I
you
use
did
each
oh,
once.
okay.
I
All
use each
right.
I
once for
just
the. No, I'm not flexing. I'm saying that I never felt the need of using it. That's what I mean.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, let's just leave it at that. Yeah, I didn't really I the one where like I don't know what it's called, the one it like turns you into like kind of like the thing from Fantastic Four. Kind of has like
yeah,
the
I've used that only once when it's required, and
yeah,
then
yeah, it
I
Exactly.
sucks.
forgot
For
about
the
it.
Yeah,
even
it
for
sucks.
schoolwork,
And
set
and
yourself on
speaking
fire.
Dark Shadow Iori, yes, the Thunder one is awesome. Yeah, that one's okay. And
No, it's
but
cool.
the I did feel that the one that like puts like a protective skin over you. I thought that one was trash. Speaking of things that are trash, though, I know we're kind of getting off subject here, but I wanted to ask you guys this as well. Like, and starting with you, Lyra, what do you think about these like troll fights, like the big ogre? I don't know, ogre troll,
Hmm.
whatever they call them.
Yeah, yeah.
You fought those. We fight those so much in this game, and I was getting like I was getting tired. Like we were talking about before with like the enemy variation. There's not a whole lot of variation when it comes to the enemies in this game. But I feel like
Hmm.
with the trolls in particular, man, those are like bullet spongy. I guess like wizard spongy. Like I felt like every spell I was casting was only doing like minimal damage, and I was looking at their level. Like they would be like a level 25, and I'm over here like a level 31, and I'm
Hmm.
like, it's still taking me forever to beat them. So like, did you guys have
Yeah.
that issue, or like do I just suck? I mean, maybe that's what it is. Maybe I'm just trash.
No, no, they
Mm,
had too much life on them. So yeah, they just
mhm.
last too much when you meet them. So yeah, that's true, absolutely.
Yeah, pretty much you just gotta spam bombard when you get to them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like the only
bad.
one that deals
Yeah.
any kind of damage. It's not like it's like, yeah, it doesn't do like a massive amount, but
Actually, Nari is saying something. They're saying flipendo, 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 which is something
Flipendo.
that I did want to say. There is not a lot of anime variety, but there are a lot of cool ways to take them out. Like the troll,
Mm.
when he does the attack with the club, when he slams the club down. If you cast flipendo on him, he'll actually bonk himself in the head with the club,
Yeah, that's
and that
true.
does a lot of damage. There's
That's
that.
cool.
Yeah. Also, the big spiders, they have this other attack, just kind of attack from up to down. If you cast the sand on them during that, their head gets buried in the ground or whatever. So there are a lot
Okay.
of these there's a lot of these little hidden strategies. Let's see, which makes you get creative, because it gets to a point where you only think, oh, maybe I only need the offensive spells in combat, but it's not so true. If you kind of figure out how to use the other spells, they can make a lot of damage. And that's another thing that I
Okay.
like. Hmm.
But yeah, you gotta change the slots all the time, basically. For each enemy, like when you encounter them, you just go real quick and change the slots. Otherwise,
Hmm.
that doesn't
Yeah, that's
work.
right.
And I
And
do, I do
yeah,
like that. By the way, I do like that you can set up a couple different like classes.
The
I guess.
presets. Yeah,
Yeah, I did like
yeah,
that. I thought
yeah,
that was
yeah.
awesome.
that's
Yeah,
cool.
Like
yeah.
in terms of combat, I have very little to complain about. Like it was
Same.
better than I expected, honestly.
Are you playing
Yeah, I
on
don't know if you ever
PS5?
played the.
No, on PC.
Okay, PC. Okay,
Yeah.
because PS5
Is it
controller has a
different?
little bit. PS5 controller has a little bit of tension on the triggers and a little bit of the haptics in the controller. I
Oh,
thought that
that's
was kind
true.
of
Yeah.
it adds a little bit more to it. I thought that's kind of cool. And also, I think now don't quote me on this, and Jan, you might be able to back me up here. The light that is illuminated on the PS5 controller, doesn't it change color a little bit when you cast certain
Man,
spells?
I always try to, like, every time I see it a light on my controller, I'm like, oh man, does it change? I gotta pay attention from now on, and I never do. So I'm sorry to disappoint, but I cannot back you up on this. But
Yeah,
I do think, yeah, I do feel like it changes. Maybe sometimes when you're playing, you got your controller right here, right? And in the corner of your eye, you kind of think you see a light changing, but as soon as you look at it, it stays the same all the time. I did get that effect. I don't know, maybe it's magic. Maybe a little elf just apparated on my controller while I wasn't watching. I don't know. Could be.
Yeah.
Nari's saying, I believe it changes when you are in the common room. I have mine always green when I'm in the Slytherin common room. Oh, that
That's
makes
cool.
sense.
That's cool.
If
I'm gonna have
that's
to
the
check
way it
that
is,
out.
that's crazy good. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's awesome. That's awesome. I saw in your last stream, Lyra. I'm pretty sure anyway. Did you get to? So you're doing a second playthrough right now in Hufflepuff,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
Okay. So I think I seen one of the taglines of your stream was you were going to Azkaban, right? Did you
I
do
was
the
going to
Azkaban?
ask.
Did you do that mission? Have you already
Yeah,
done
yeah, I
that?
did that. I did that last
Uh,
time. Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
how is it? I mean, well, I don't know, so I want to know.
It was a bit disappointing because it was so fast. Like you just
I figured.
get there, you see the inside of the prison for the first time actually, because it's never shown in the movies. You only see it from outside when
Mhm.
they break from the prison, Bellatrix, Lestrange, and the others, and then you never see it again. So I was pretty excited to see it, and they did a good job. Like it looks amazing, but it's so short. Like you just get there, you see the Patronus, which is very cool. I mean,
Mhm.
it's the only moment in the entire game where you see an expecto patronum being performed, so it was worth it. But the problem I had with it is that I wanted to explore a bit, but once I got even just a little bit too close to this cell where the prisoner we were interested into was, like I got dragged into this
Yeah,
cutscene
in that
and there was
cutscene.
no going back. Like
Hmm.
once you are there and the cutscene starts, it's over and you get teleported outside after the cutscene. So
Hmm.
you gotta be very, very careful not to get too close to it if you wanna get a, longer
Good look at
stay
it.
at Azkaban and look around. But if you don't
Yeah.
know where that is and you don't know the range that drags you into the cutscene, and I didn't know, I just walked there and it started and it was over. But I mean, it was still good to see it, and also the Dementors were amazing. So actually don't understand why they don't let you do Expecto Patronum at any point in the game. It would have been cool, honestly.
Mhm.
But
Yeah, that's kind of weird, right? Because they do. There's a lot of fan service in this game. Like in the third trial, we get to see the Deathly Hallows and everything.
yeah,
But no Patronus.
I mean, I expected it
Well,
like at the end of everything. Maybe like the last class you attend as a fifth year could have been the Patronus one in
mhm.
defense against the dark cards. But no, it doesn't
Well, I
happen.
mean,
So
they do say, was it Lupin does say it's like very advanced magic that usually don't teach it to students. So I guess it makes canonical sense or whatever.
yeah, but I
But I
mean,
do
fan
teach
service.
Bombarda. That's
Yeah, yeah,
No, but use it carefully though.
You use it carefully, and when they
yeah,
teach it to you, yeah, it's like, all right, I'm gonna teach you this spell, and then you learn it, and then it's like, but just be careful, don't do anything stupid with it. It's like, of course I'm gonna do something stupid with it. Why wouldn't I?
yeah.
Yeah.
So I just start blowing up rocks and shit. What were we gonna say, Jan? What were we gonna
me?
say? Yeah, you look
Oh
like
no,
you
I
were
just
gonna say
wanted to
something.
say that. Yeah, and just to add up to the whole Hufflepuff's going to Azkaban thing. At first, I thought it was a side quest, but no, it's actually just it's like a different main quest. Like every house has this one main quest that's different, and it's
Yeah,
the
Mm-hmm.
but
one
just the
that leads
beginning
you
of it is different, I
just the
guess.
beginning. Yeah, it's the
Yeah,
one that leads you to
because
the map chamber. Yeah,
yeah, the cave that leads to the map chamber is the same. It's the one that
yeah,
student died in, anyways. But the
and you got
story that gets you to find out about it is different.
it's
So
different.
just
Yeah.
yeah, just the beginning of that quest. But it was still good to have some variety with the different houses. So
Oh no, I agree. I wish we had more of that though, because besides that, I don't think
I
there's any
think
big difference.
just some student
Common run.
interactions, because I
That's true.
realized I had a quest with a Ravenclaw student, and now it's not
Mhm.
available now that I'm playing Hufflepuff. So I
Oh,
guess I will have maybe one Hufflepuff student quest instead.
that
So
could
like
be.
this, yeah, this side relationship quests sometimes are, specific to a certain house. But yeah,
Yeah, there's
that,
also some students also act differently towards you if you're a different house. Like there's
yeah,
a chick that races you, with a broom.
yeah,
If
Imelda,
you
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, Mel, if you go to her as a Ravenclaw, it goes, oh well, I'm sure not gonna get beat by the new student, let alone a fucking Ravenclaw. Freaking
yeah.
nerd.
I
Another
wonder
thing,
what
which
she's gonna
reminds
tell me
me.
now
Yeah,
that I'm a
Yeah.
Hufflepuff.
Oh,
yeah.
that's even worse, right?
To answer Dark Shadow Iori, yeah, that is it's a Pikachu plushie in the back on the Batman popcorn bucket. It's a little bit of a
That's a
nerdscape back
sentence and a
here.
half.
It's all kinds of shit back there. Like it's like it's I have the Harry Potter books behind everything. I actually those two boxes right there where my thumb is at is actually the two wands we bought from Universal Studios in
Oh,
Florida here in the States. Me and the wife, we went on a honeymoon and we went to they had like Hogwarts rebuilt, which you couldn't go everywhere. It was mostly a ride, but like the hallways and stuff was super cool. And it had Ollivanders. And I think that's where we bought these two wands. And by the way, that's like they were super expensive, but I had to walk out of there with two sticks for like $60 a piece here in the States.
Oh, you
Anyway,
gotta do it.
but they had a whole recreated of Hogsmeade. I thought that was really cool. And it was like a real treat, like drinking butterbeer in the middle of Hogsmeade, and then you have
but it's
all this.
terrible though. The
Uh,
butter beer.
yeah, it's not great, especially when it's
Yeah,
hot too. Like it was
it's
super hot when we
terrible.
went. It was super hot when we went, and my mouth was like, it felt like I was just eating cotton. You know what I mean? Like I just felt like
Yeah,
I felt like I was
yeah.
like chugging water on the side. I couldn't ride anything because I was like, okay, well,
To
I'm
me,
too
it
thirsty.
tastes like burnt marshmallows in liquid form. So
Mm.
it's yeah,
Really? That's a pretty,
Mhm.
yeah, that's a pretty good comparison. Yeah, like yeah, like burned marshmallows and like yeah, I can see
yeah.
that. Now I can taste it. Look what you did. Thanks a lot. Um,
Sorry, but
It
yeah,
looks like
I
I'm
have
the
trauma
only.
back from the Wizarding, like the Warner Bros. Studio tour in London, which I went to.
Okay.
Like, and there they serve this butterbeer, and it's horrible. So I was like, what? Yeah.
yeah,
I
it
guess
makes you
I'm the
think
only
like,
filthy muggle who never had a butterbeer, huh?
yeah, you are. Sorry.
I had mine
That's
this
all right.
summer, if it makes you feel better. Last summer, like it was
No,
the first time. And I
it's
was
never too
expecting
late.
this amazing drink, and then I was like, what is this crap?
Like you
But
know, it's
yeah.
got to have alcohol in it in the actual wizarding world because yeah, without it, it
I
definitely.
don't, but I don't think so because they give it
No, I
to
don't think so.
students.
Probably
I
not. I was
mean,
messing with you. It's probably yeah, it was probably just like it is. But I mean, yeah, I will agree. It's not that
that's
good,
what it is.
especially when we went like when we went during the summertime and it was just so freaking hot. And like you, the thing about like Universal, to any of you guys that have been or any like huge theme parks anywhere, like these really huge theme parks, like you're waiting in line so long to get on this one ride. So you're standing in line for like half an hour to an hour. Like some of these like Harry Potter rides were taking so long. Like if you have to give VIP passes or you're just sitting out there forever. And so like if you want a refreshing drink, you stay far away from butterbeer because one, it sucks. Two, it's like really
Is it
sticky and makes your mouth dry and like
is
you
it
gotta drink like
warm?
no, I mean you can drink it warm, but I
There's
had
the
it
cold
cold.
version.
But
Yeah, I also got the
Okay.
cold version.
yeah,
I see. If you
both
really
suck.
hate
But
yourself, you can get the warm version. I get
I
Yeah, I
think if
guess so.
I think if you
it.
hate yourself, you drink it, period, in my opinion, because it
Yeah.
sucks.
Like you willingly drink it knowing what it is like.
Dubu01. Wait, there's an actual recipe for butterbeer. Yeah, yeah, you can find it
Yeah.
online.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Maybe
really?
you can make it better. I mean, maybe you can put
Yeah.
all kinds of whipped
It
cream on
doesn't
it, and
take
Hard to
much,
make
does
it,
it?
as bad as it is. Like,
yeah, because
I
all
think
in
that's
all,
the
I think,
real. I think if you want it as bad as they have it, then you need a secret ingredient, right?
yeah.
To make it that bad.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
not actually butterbeer, it's polyjuice potion. They tricked us.
And
Yeah, I wish. I
Yeah.
wish.
you wish.
If only it
If
was.
only.
I would rather have that.
By the
Um,
way, like that was one of the greatest thing in the game, in my opinion. The polyjuice bit with the headmaster.
mhm.
That was so great. It was
Oh,
so
damn! I
fun.
forgot about that. Yeah,
Yeah,
that
Yeah,
is
it
true.
was great. I loved
yeah.
it.
How did he
Yeah.
Yeah, you
fool
can.
anybody? How did he fool like how does
Yeah.
your character in fool anybody? Because you're talking like out your ass the entire time. You're not even trying to sound like Professor Black. And
Yeah.
it was good. It was good. I like that part. So I mean
Me too.
what else do we got? Is there anything else we haven't mentioned? Is there anything
There's one thing that bothers
Oh,
me so much I haven't mentioned. That
okay?
is
let's
the
hear it.
aloe mora, guys. I ate
The
it
demi
with a
guys,
passion. No, but not only that, but like you see, with every spell, you do the thing, where you
the mini
draw that
game. Yeah.
shape, but just once, and then you learn it, and it's just a click. But then with the
Hmm.
Alamora, you have to do that thing with the vibration and the lights all the time. It's unbearable. Why did they do that? Like, it would have been fine to do it just once and then for each level of the spell. So level
That's
2 and
true.
level 3, and then it became like an automatic thing. But then no, you have to do it for each lock, each door. It's so frustrating.
Hmm.
Sometimes I don't want to
Yeah.
enter inside rooms just because of that. I just
Yeah.
like, no, I'll skip it. I'll go. I
Yeah.
cannot.
I
Yeah.
mean, it wouldn't be such a problem if there weren't so many of them, right? There's so
Yeah,
many locked doors,
exactly.
which I guess it makes sense, but because like if you go, you can just barge into people's houses like that. But yeah, but the mini game isn't even that harder on higher levels, so I really don't
No,
understand
it
the need
doesn't
of
change
it.
anything. It's just that you have to do it all the time.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
as Sasuke is saying, it should have been automatic at least from level 3. Like once you've done
That's right.
all of it and you got the higher level, that is, like just open things. Come
Yeah.
on.
Yeah, you pretty
Stop.
much proved yourself, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
You say, yeah, I
exactly. It
can do
was
it.
not
Yeah.
necessary to keep
Yeah.
doing it.
If you took the time, if you took the time to do all to get what are they moonstones? Is that what it was or
Yeah, the
something like that?
Demigods are called, yeah.
Like if you
devastation.
took all the time to get all those, then I get it. Yeah, like I was the same way. Like I'm like Lyra. I got to a point where I did them a couple times, and I was like, I can't do it anymore because when I cast Aloha Mora, I expect it to unlock immediately. When I'm reading
Yeah,
the books, it unlocks immediately. When I'm watching the movies, it unlocks immediately. So
exactly.
if I have to do a little Skyrim mini game just to open a door, it's like you can have it. It's probably
I'm glad
nothing
I'm not the only
I
one
run
that thought
there.
about Skyrim when I when I was playing, but it's a
I mean,
fucking
that's the whole
lockpick
point of
minigame.
the spell,
Yeah,
to open
yeah.
stuff immediately. Like, that's how it works.
What? Yeah, what are we even doing in that minigame? there's like 2 rings. First of all, that's not how a lock looks like. Let's start with that. And second
Yeah.
off, what are we doing? Lining up circles? What is this, Tomb Raider? It's like
Yeah.
a puzzle straight up Tomb Raider. But, I don't know. Maybe
This
this is
is
how Wizard Lock looks.
this is the this is the wizarding world. I'm sure locks are a little bit more intricate. But however, if I cast an unlocking spell, I expect it to unlock.
Unlock
You know,
things.
I shouldn't
Yeah.
have like I'm sitting here like
Mhm.
like the wife was sitting beside me and watching me play, and I was sitting on this one, and I was like trying to find the sweet spot, and like I kept
Mhm.
rotating the circle, and I'm sitting. She's like, what are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm trying to unlock this door." She's like, "Didn't you?" Cast Aloha More? I'm like, yeah, but they want you to do this stupid mini game every time you do it. So, yeah, so I'll mention this, since we're getting kind of, later into the show here. My thing is one of my main criticisms, and it's something that Jan said in 2 episodes ago, episode 18, we mentioned Hogwarts Legacy in our first impressions. I recommend you guys, anybody watching, to check out that one because we do give like a little bit of our thoughts and then go into other things in that episode. If you'd like to go back, we have them all on our YouTube channel. I forgot to mention that at the beginning of the video. Anyway, on episode 18, we're kind of giving our first impressions of the game. And, I said it from the jump. This is my game of the year. Resident Evil comes out next week. Resident Evil 4 remake. I'm looking forward to that more than anything. And because I said Hogwarts Legacy is my game of the year, I'm sticking to it for several reasons. One, we've never had a Harry Potter game, Wizarding World game like this ever. And 2, I didn't think it would ever exist. And now that we have it, I'm super excited about it. I'm glad we have it. However, Jan had mentioned 2 episodes ago that the thing about this game, and I think the downfall, a serious downfall, is that it's 10 years too late. I feel that, and ever since Jan said that, and I don't know if Jan still feels that way, so I'm not trying to like make you feel a certain way. Maybe your opinions changed now that you finished it. But my thing is that now that I've beating it, I've put in a lot of time into it, and I would like to go back and play it again. Just kind of how Lyra's doing. Go back and pick another house and play it again because I do love the world. I'm very fascinated with that. But I just felt like it was every single open world game that I have played in the past 10 years. It felt like Far Cry. It felt like Assassin's Creed. It just felt like a game that had a lot of objectives on a map. It told me to go there. I went there. I did the quest. It took like 15 minutes to do, and then on to the next one. And it wasn't like a quest that made me like. That's why I'm such like a huge fan of the Sebastian storyline. Because yes, Sebastian, he's obviously got mental issues. Obviously, but I think also too the fact of it's just he couldn't take that his sister was cursed. He couldn't take the fact that he could not do anything to save her. So he was willing to go to the ends of the earth to do whatever he could to save her. And I felt that. Like, I'm not even trying to make this super serious, guys. I felt that so much because that was like someone said in the comments here, he's human, right? Like, I know he's wizard, but he has that human side of him that humanity. Like, I can't, like, it's like Joel from The Last of Us. Me and Jan talk about this a lot. Like Joel making that
way too much
decision at the end to save Ellie as opposed to letting her die to possibly have the cure for everything, for the virus and the pandemic. He made a decision out of love, right? And that's kind of how I see in Sebastian's storyline was that he loves his sister so much, and his uncle wasn't willing to go to those extremes to save her that he ended up doing that himself. And I don't know, dude, I felt that. And that's why I like that mission and that whole quest line in that, and I'm getting unforgivable curses, but that whole quest line, that, man, it moved me, man. I'm not even gonna lie. Like the whole Ranrock stuff was like back in my mind. It was more of Sebastian's storyline. And I thought it was great. Like I thought that whole part was good. And I think when you think about side quests, like side adventures and side stories, I think that's if the best is here, I think Sebastian's storyline is up here because I think that's how you do side quests. It's not just supposed to be, okay, do this to level up or do this to learn the spell. It's actually making you feel something for characters that are not exactly directed towards in the plot, but that you can grow to love and care for. And by the end of it, I really cared for him. And I was happy he showed up at the end of my playthrough because despite it all, and especially that piss poor boss fight with Ranrock, I thought that was trash
we
too.
didn't talk about that.
Oh, we definitely will. I'm just saying, like all that shit, I thought Sebastian's was great. So when I think of side quests, I want to do that. I don't want to go fetch flowers. I don't want to like like go save this little ass beast or whatever. I want to do things that really, they kind of move me in the story. And I felt like to a certain degree, and I'm not trying to crap on the game. I know Lyra's loving it. I know a lot of you guys probably are too. But I just felt it is very just fetch questy to me. I felt like I was doing the same stuff. I was fighting the same
Yeah,
guys.
for the most part, it's like
And
that.
I don't know, dude. I just got. That's why I have such a sour taste by the end of it. I love the game. I genuinely love the game. But it's that stuff right there that lingers hard, and it reminds me of every open world game I have played in recent memory. So anyway, I'm gonna shut up now. I'm gonna let you guys have the floor. But that's just how I felt about it. I just feel that I think the side quest could have been better. Like I think when I think of side quests, I think of like if you guys play, I know Jan hasn't, but like Red Dead 2, like the stories and the characters and the relationships you can meet in that game, it actually feels like the world is alive. You know what I mean? And I'm really lacking that in Hogwarts Legacy. Like we were talking about at the beginning of the stream, talking about casting these unforgivable curses and casting these spells right in front of students, and they're not even reacting. They're just talking to themselves and looking at a book. I want them to scream, go get a teacher, get my ass expelled. That's what I want. Like I know it's annoying, but I kind of would want that. It makes it feel alive. Anyway, I'll shut up. Y'all floor.
So we're gonna be talking about Ranrock's boss fight or what? But how he turns into a fucking dragon.
Yeah.
The most generic looking dragon I have ever seen. Like if you just show me a screenshot of that, right? I would have never, not in a million years, like out of context, would have never guessed that it comes from a Harry Potter game. Like never. It looks like some Unreal Engine demo looking motherfucker. He just I couldn't.
He's a metal dragon. Yeah.
Honestly, yeah, straight from Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah, that's the feeling of it.
Yes,
Yeah, it doesn't make sense at all. Like,
yeah, what
I guess
happened, by the way?
they wanted, that special effect at the end with you having to fight a dragon, but they could have done it better because at the beginning of the game, we see that Ranrock controls dragons. So why not just have him call one, release one, like a real one that he controls, and maybe he is on top of him, like at Daenerys moment. I would have preferred that with the Ranrock flying above with the dragon instead of him turning into one. It would have made more sense, but
honestly, no. And even story-wise, I don't even understand what happened there. He absorbed the ancient magic, but I don't even understand what absorbing ancient magic even entails. But it makes you turn into a Yu-Gi-Oh card, and with a little mini game where you can't be hurt unless you destroy the little bubbles around you.
Yeah, the generic boss fight that we've seen a bunch of times. Carry on.
But yeah, anyone's bad. The whole beginning of the final fight, I kind of liked it. I kind of liked how all the other teachers came and helped you.
Yeah, that was amazing.
Yeah.
Professor Weasley was very wary of you, right? She kind of didn't know. She didn't see eye to eye to Professor Fig and everything he was doing. But now she understood the whole situation, and she was like, okay, I'm going to help you guys. It was pretty good. And then, I don't know, I guess they get caught up behind slaughtering goblins while you, a student, and that just, at least on their first year, they went there fighting the leader of the rebellion, who just absorbed some ancient magic. It's kind of ridiculous.
Very. And like I would have preferred like like an actual duel between Ranrock and the player, like an actual I think that would have been way better. Like a Harry Potter and Voldemort type thing. I think that would have been awesome.
They got that for Rookwood. Like they did.
They did that a little bit. Yeah, you're right.
Like they also referenced it with you having the red blast and Rookwood with the green one. That was like a straight-on reference to Harry and Voldemort.
I still would have liked it for Ranrock though, because they hyped Ranrock to be like this, like almost like a Voldemort level. What's the other one that's in like the Fantastic Beast?
Grindelwald.
Yeah, Grindelwald, like a Grindelwald Voldemort type character, and then for him just to go out like he did, I mean, I guess you could just say like he got infused with power and just like abused it, and that's pretty much his downfall. But like like him turning into like this like metalloid dragon, at the end. Yeah, that was ass,
pretty
man.
boring.
That was
honestly, yeah, you're right though. I even forgot about that. Throughout the entire game, they're hyping you up. They're like, "Oh shit, Ranrock! Oh my god, we want to mess with that guy. That guy's bad news. Let me tell you."
You know what he sounded like. You know what y'all know what he sounded like. Have y'all
What?
seen Lord of the Rings?
Yep.
Of course.
Okay, so you know, like a lot of the I'm like having like a brain fart. Who's the what are they called? The orcs. That's right. He sounded just like a normal orc to me. Like, what about their legs? They don't need those. That's what he sounded like to me. Like he just sounded really
Looks like
goofy.
meat is back on the menu, boys.
Meat is back on the menu, boys. Yeah, that's what he sounded like to me. He just didn't sound intimidating. Like
I'm telling you, professional bad guys. That's what these guys are. They have these voices. There's these hoarse voices. They're saying the most generic shit ever. He says stuff like, "Oh, I'll watch the light in your eyes go dim," or whatever. What are you doing? You're like threatening a 15-year-old. Just go. I don't know. You kind of lie, dude.
Yeah.
I do like that some encounters you have with when you'll be like surrounded by a bunch of goblins or whatever, they will kind of make remarks depending on what magic you're using. Like I think I might have used Avada Kedavra on one of them, and then another one said, I forgot, he made like some comment of the spell that I used. Like he was like, what? A student using that? He like said something like that. Like he was surprised that he saw me using the spell. Like he was kind of, so I thought that was cool. And that's what I was saying before. Like that feels alive to me. Like that's how you immerse somebody, is like having people affected by the things you do. Like if I blast somebody off a cliffside with the Fundo and they go flying, right? Then somebody ought to say like, dude, why'd you do that? Like obviously be a little bit more like, oh my God, or something like that. They probably wouldn't say that, but they would say something along those lines.
Blimey.
Merlin's beard or something, give me something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think enemies react to you more than students and teachers.
Yeah,
like
there's more interaction. You spend more time fighting, but
yeah, but it would have been cool if the students reacted more around you.
Let me ask
even when you go land in the middle of a courtyard in Hogwarts with your hippogriff and nobody cares. Like, that's not normal. Can somebody say something about it? Like, why do you have a person on hippogriff? What is up with you?
I'm like, oh yeah, this is like my 5th. I bred like 5 of these guys.
Yeah, exactly. That would have been a cool interaction. Like, do you want to visit my room of requirements?
Yeah. This is a Corvette of hippogriffs. I have a Ferrari in the room requirement you wouldn't even know about. What did you guys like? Would it really matter to you guys to have like relationship options, like with other students in different houses or the same house as you? Would you care about that at all?
Yeah, I think it would have added to the game.
Well, it would be really, this is one of those things that if they do it, they got to do it right,
Yeah.
It can't be just tacked on. It can't be just like one cut scene of you, I don't know, you two sing something very, very snuggly, very cutesy, and that's it.
Yeah, that's right.
But yeah,
if they did, they had to influence the plot with it.
I agree with Suzuki here. Like in Red Dead 2, when you point a gun at someone and they do the same to you, that's what the kind of like immersive feel. Like I feel like we're at a point, like guys, and Jan has heard me say this shit a lot, but I feel like we're at a point in gaming where, like, especially if you're putting me in a world, especially like in a world like the Wizarding world, right, where pretty much anything is possible. Like I feel like having that sort of immersion where what I do affects the other person. Like, yeah, like Suzuki was reminding us about Red Dead. Like, I know you guys haven't played it, but in that game, if you point your gun at somebody, they will point it back at you, because it's like, yo, like, what are you doing? Like, they're ready. Like, they're going to defend themselves. They're not just going to let you just do whatever. And I think that would have been kind of a cool little gameplay mechanic for that. But as far as like relationship options, yeah, like I like this question goes to you, Jan. Like, how can they make it like not basic, right? Because you said it's okay if they do it, just not if just keeping it basic. So what do you mean by that?
Well, I'm having some ideas. Like, imagine if all the choices, like all the dialogue options you choose throughout the whole game. What if, now hear me out, what if they mattered? What if there's like a secret system, right? It's counting how you acted towards certain characters, and there's like an affinity system, like affinity points. And then at some point during the story, there's like this big ball, like in the Goblet of Fire, and
Mm.
based on like who you are nicest with, like
Okay.
you can either automatically get makes you go out with that person, or you have more choices, like all the people that you'd be nice to, those are people that ask you out to the ball, and you kind of choose who to go with. That would be cool. That would be all right. And when you go to the ball, there's like the after party. Maybe have like a little cute cutscene there, and
Yeah.
maybe you can even be like forever alone. Maybe you don't get anyone. You either
Hmm.
decline all your invites, or you don't get any invite, and then you still get that cutscene, but I don't know, you're by yourself, and all the things you would say to the other person, you cannot say to yourself. It could have been cool either way. Is what I'm saying. That's what I would love to see.
Yeah, but like my prediction for the sequel is actually the Triwizard Tournament.
Hmm.
So
Oh,
I
the
think they're
sequel.
keeping it. Yeah, they said they're working on a sequel, and my
Mm.
idea for it, like if I was a developer, would be the Triwizard Tournament 100%,
Agree.
Yeah.
Oh, that would
because
be great.
that would be a great option for the plot because you don't need any. Like the plot is
Yeah, the plot
it's
makes
the
itself,
tournament,
exactly.
so you just need the challenges and that's it, and just side
Oh,
quests.
and you
So
can choose
no,
which school you came from.
exactly, that's a way to
Oh, that
have
would be
student
great.
to play a student from another school without having to do another, setting and another open world. You can still use
That's true.
Hogwarts, but you do add the option to be from other schools. That would be the
Yeah.
That'd be
perfect way to
awesome.
do that.
That'd be
And
great.
also new locations that are just temporary, like the Black Lake with all the stuff that they
Hmm.
put for the second challenge, and the labyrinth, the maze thing with the real creatures that are in it during the Triwizard Tournament in the books that they
Hmm.
cut out from the movies. Like there's a whole
Yeah, with the
Sphinx
Sphinx,
retold
right?
situation. Yeah, that was so cool. I
Mhm.
think it would be awesome if they made a second game with the Triwizard Tournament during the year. I think that would be possibly the best option for a sequel, in my opinion, at least. I would love that
Oh, that wouldn't be
as a
great.
player.
And going back to the Black Lake, the person who gets who you're supposed to save, can you can
Yeah,
get again to the definitive system. It's the person
exactly.
you hang out the most with. So
Yeah,
Cynthia Kun said in the comments, did any of you play Infamous? Which
I
yes, by the
haven't.
way, but I think it's a great. The reason why it reminds me of something that I want to say about this game is that and Dylan and I said this before, but it would have been cool if in this game the choices could have still mattered, but maybe there's like a karma system. Like if you act like an
Mm.
asshole, you get bad karma, and
Hmm.
you get to use bad magic, like the unforgivable curses. And they could have done
Mm.
something like if you get good karma, then maybe you get to use ancient magic. They could have changed the plot where ancient magic
Oh,
you can only use it
hmm,
if you're like a good person, like a pure heart or whatever. Um,
makes
Yeah.
sense.
so yeah, that would have been nice.
Yeah. I think a karma system would have been great.
Mhm.
Yeah. Like he was mentioning, yeah, like Infamous is a perfect example of that. Like not only does it affect your story, but it does affect like the people around you. And I think
Mhm.
that'd be awesome. Like because like if you're doing like an Infamous, you can be a straight up villain in that game. I mean, just straight up just
Mhm.
murder everyone. And so when you're walking past people, like they're almost like scared of you. Now, again,
They cower in fear, yeah.
I know for this one, that's not what the route they were going, but I do hope that in a sequel, one, I think Lyra's idea is perfect. I think the Triwizard Tournament would be awesome to do. However, would you do? Obviously, you'd be Hogwarts would be obviously be a focal point again. Obviously, with all of us, I think, and more so Lyra than probably both of us combined, Jan. But Hogwarts is a awesome place, and there's plenty of stuff to be explored in there. I mean, you can easily do another game. Would they though? Would they do another game? Would it be more expansive? Would there had more stuff to do within the castle and the castle grounds? Would they have Hogsmeade available like they did in this one? Would they have the other villages and stuff? I mean, how far would they really go into it if they had the Triwizard stuff? You get what I'm saying? Like, would they go into it like they did in this one? Because that seems like a lot in one game. That's why they took Quidditch out. That's why Quidditch is not
Hmm.
a part of this game. I mean, they said, oh, somebody got injured, so we're
Yeah,
not
but
having
Yeah,
it.
right,
Whatever.
right.
Okay, sure. But like, you know what it is? They didn't have enough time to do it, and they probably didn't have enough of the resource to do it either. So, you know,
yeah. I think this one was mainly focused on exploration because it was the first one. So, I mean, they put so much effort into making the castle as accurate as possible.
Hmm.
So that's why they wanted you to explore it, and they kind of forced you to do so with all those collectibles and all those quests where you have to go find things like the house tokens, the gobstones, the demiguises, whatever they had,
Mhm.
they put everywhere in the map just for you to go and find it. But like with a sequel, I guess they don't need to do that anymore. So maybe they could just focus on the plot and the side quests and relationship quests. Like your idea with the Yule Ball would be amazing if it was
Mhm.
actually the Triwizard tournament and you had all the little side quests and you get to interact with people, and then that influences the choice you have for the ball. That would be amazing. And also, like, there's the three main challenges that could work as the trials, let's say, but in between those, there's stuff to do. Like in the Triwizard tournament, Harry takes part in. There's the egg, and you have to figure out how to open it, and that leads to a whole other
Mhm.
quest of like entering the prefect bathroom. So stuff like that could be also very interesting. Like between one, challenge and the other, you have a little quest to do to progress and get to the next challenge. That would be amazing. And also another thing that I would do as a developer would be to add port keys that lead to places outside of the map they have already developed. So like it's the same map, you have the new locations for the tournament, but you also have like the option to have a port key to your, I don't know, house, maybe, to diagonally. I don't know, something like that. They
Exactly.
could, yeah, they could add those things because there's more locations they haven't explored yet. So it will make
Oh
sense
yeah.
to do that. And also, like in the chat, there's Tessa, another one of my usual followers, that asked, would it still be set in the 1800s? I think so because, like, I mean, getting too close to the saga is risky.
Hmm.
So
That's true.
staying far from it in terms of time periods is a safe choice.
That's right.
Yeah, you don't want to do another Fantastic Beasts, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't want to do that.
But the idea
Yeah.
behind it wasn't even bad, in my
Yeah.
opinion. It's
Oh
just
no,
the
I
way it
agree.
was carried
It's
out.
risky. It's as you said. Yeah, it was
Yeah,
risky, and
yeah.
the risk didn't pay out.
Right.
Yep.
Well, I think the big thing is, and that was something that was going to be my next question to you, to both of you, but specifically Lyra here was like, if they were to do another, Wizarding World game, would they even set it at Hogwarts? Because since you've done that, do you think they'd be susceptible to do it again, or would they try to do like more Wizarding World stuff, but outside of Hogwarts, kind of like what they did in Fantastic Beasts, almost like you go on your own little adventure, but it's not Hogwarts separated from that. I mean, would it still have the same pull as like this
Mm,
game would? That's a thing for me. Like I don't even know how I'd still be interested. I probably would buy it, but like Hogwarts like I went to school to be, like I was telling Lyra at the beginning of the show, I went to school to be an English major, and one thing that I was always that I learned in high school and college was like even settings are a character in of itself, right? So like Hogwarts, with it being like ever changing, it's so dynamic. It's so many things going on, so many different hidden corridors and rooms and things like that. It's almost like it's a character within the story. It's more than a setting. It's like if you guys have seen Halloween with Michael Myers, right?
mm,
Haddonfield is a character. The town of Haddonfield that he stalks babysitters is a character.
yeah.
Scream, which we're doing our next podcast show on, by the way, Scream 6. If you guys want to come back and hear us talk for that, that'll be nice. Sorry, Woodsboro. Woodsboro is the town in that film, so that's a character. I'm mentioning horror movies here, but The Shining, right? The Shining is
Yeah.
based at the Overlook Hotel. That's a
Oh yeah.
character. At the end of the day, that's a character. It's not just a setting. We're not even dealing with settings anymore. That's a character because it's always ever changing. There's always something going on. Like the tonal shift depends on what state these different like places the story is based in. I just always love that concept that it's more of a character than a setting. And with Hogwarts, it's such a cool, interesting thing to do that I'm almost afraid that they would screw it up a second time around.
Yeah, they either do it,
Um,
like I said, with a whole thing focused on the plot, like with the tournament, or like I've read the chat and Sasuke is talking about the USA school that is mentioned
Hmm.
in the Fantastic Beasts, but I don't think that would have the same pool because you have no attachment to it, so
That's right.
it's completely new. I think the only other place that has the same pool, like not exactly the same, but at least some pool for fans, is the Ministry of Magic. Like
Yeah.
if they want to do
Oh,
something
yeah.
completely different, they could set it there. Like you being like right outside of Hogwarts, like you've just completed your seventh year or something,
And you get an
and you're
office job.
working, yeah, like you're working for an owner or somebody who has an extremely interesting
Hmm.
job to take, and you get to follow them and you do a bunch of interesting stuff, and you also get access inside the ministry because that's like a location that is being shown and mentioned
Hmm.
several times, but it's never really clear what is in there. There's so many mystery rooms, so many things. There's those elevators that go, vertically and horizontally. That would be crazy cool to explore. So if they have
That
to
is
make
true.
a whole different location for the next game, I would go with the ministry. If they don't want to do the, the whole thing they did
The
for
try
this
with.
game once again, then I would go with the Dry Wizard tournament. Any
Hmm.
other option would be kind of a fail to me. Like as a fan, I would be disappointed. Honestly, like I would still play the USA School game, but with no emotional attachment to it. I would
That
just
just
do
sa-
it.
that just sounds funny to me.
The
Yeah.
Um,
USA
yeah,
Hogwarts.
The
so
Ilvermorny is the name for it. The
that's right.
Ilvermorny School.
Suzuki had mentioned that wanted to remind us that this is Portkey Games' first AAA game. That is true. I mean, for their first AAA game, they definitely did a good
It's all
job. I'm
right.
not.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
I'm not. Yeah. Another thing that I thought was very interesting, they said was that they because they were trying to be careful with the whole J.K. Rowling of it all, that maybe that's why this game didn't have as much in it, and they'll put more in the next one. Now, I think I know what he means by
Well,
there, but what
they're
I
playing it
think is,
safe.
I think there's plenty here. Like for me, like there's almost too much. Like we had a whole conversation about the Merlin trials. You know what I mean? I don't
Mm.
need another Merlin trials quest line. You know what I mean? I don't
Yeah.
I don't need that. And I think that there's other ways to implement an inventory system and how to upgrade your inventory. And I think that's a bad way to do it. I'd rather just use the just how you can add different what are they called, talons? Is that what it is?
Talents.
Like
Yeah, yeah.
that you can put, well,
Talents.
like what you can put on your on your gear. Like what is it called? Like you can
Yeah.
actually put like skills and stuff. Anyway, I think it'd be cool like to have like one that is like additional like 10 slots or something. I would rather have that because honestly the other like buffs that you can get, I don't even feel like they really do a whole lot to me. I don't know, maybe you guys feel differently, but I didn't really feel
Oh,
like the
they're
buffs
super
really helped.
useless.
I didn't really feel like they helped me out
Yeah.
in battle. I would rather just have a few that are like that are actually raise inventory space by 15 or something or
Yeah,
20. I'd rather
sure.
do that. But yeah, no, I don't think their problem is that they don't have enough. I think it's they have too much. Like in my opinion, and again, this is my opinion, so you can tell me to shove it, and that's fine. But I think that Hogwarts, I think Hogwarts as a whole, let it be explorable, let it be open, let me go everywhere. That's fine. But I think everything else, that's fat to me. Like obviously Hogsmeade is great. Like you can keep that, but all the surrounding villages and stuff, all those mines, Jesus, all those
Yeah,
mines that
they're
you
all
had to
the
go into the
same
game,
also.
they're all the same. I think you can cut a lot of those out. Like I just
Yeah.
feel like you can, but again, some people like it. I know that there's people just like Lyra who do streams and love going through the Forbidden Forest and killing multiple spiders. But for me, it's like, okay, enough is enough. Like after I've killed like the 15 spiders, like, okay, you know, give me something
Yeah,
else,
we could.
please.
Yeah, but I'm like that as well. Like I stream, but I streamed the first run and now I'm doing the 100% off stream
Hmm.
because
Mhm.
it's just so boring. Like I do it while I watch TV series or stuff. Like I
Pretty
have
much.
two monitors and I just put a TV series on one and
Oh wow.
Hogwarts Legacy on the other one
So
because
even you're saying that then. So I don't mean to cut you off. So even you're saying that it's getting to the point where it's feeling
yeah,
monotonous and
yeah,
samey. Okay. All right. That's interesting.
absolutely. Yeah, like getting all the things you need to get 100% in the exploration
Hmm.
section of the field guide book. It's just it's terrible.
Mm.
It's a terrible
Yeah, the amount of
experience.
money there are. There's like 600 of them.
Yeah.
And it's even, you know what, really, me as someone who does like a lot of 100% runs, right? Who's kind of a completionist, what I
I don't
hate
know
the
how he
most,
does it, man. I don't know how you do it. I really don't.
sheer force so well. But what I dislike that this game did is that all the various things you can collect, you know, the various decorations for the room requirements, all the apparel, they're all randomized. Pretty much in one run, you can get a certain thing from a chest. In another run, you'll get another. So
Yeah,
the
that's
problem
true.
is that, yeah, I got to a point where I was like, okay, I'm only missing like 10, 15 things. Let's see where they're at. But I cannot do that. I can only check every single chest in hope to find the one that I haven't opened. And I was honestly about to quit. This game almost broke me. I didn't mention it, but this game broke me almost.
I was feeling the same way.
I uninstalled it at least 2 times.
Good Lord.
And then I went,
I didn't do that.
And then my pride went, well, I mean, not to beat the game to 100% it. And then my pride went, you know what? No, fuck it. I'm doing this.
I don't know how he does it. I really don't know how you do it, bro.
You know, I have like a Rocky moment every time. You know, with the whole training thing. Where I go,
a
like,
Rocky moment.
Fucking have it. Yeah, exactly.
You gotta be
every time I
determined
fall.
to do that.
Yeah, exactly. Every time I fall, I have to get back up. You know, every time I feel like giving up, I just remember. I don't know.
What Nari just said. It comes down to being stubborn. That's probably the best way to put it.
Oh, 100%.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, I get it, but like, I can't have fun trying to just get everything in the game. Like, I just don't understand. I don't get it. Like, you're.
Oh, do what Lyra does. What I do is that when Lyra said watching TV, I listen to a podcast or to like an audiobook. You make it productive. Otherwise, I just feel like I'm wasting my life.
You can watch an entire movie while you do that.
Damn, multiple. You can watch the whole Harry Potter saga.
Yeah,
that's right.
You can watch all the Oscar nominations of this year that got butchered by Everything Everywhere All at Once. Let's not dive into that.
I get even more depressed.
No. Suzuki said, did you play Assassin's Creed Odyssey? That one, man, I had to stop. I've played all the Assassin's Creed games, and those Assassin's Creed Origins, I don't know if you guys have played it. I do recommend that one. Assassin's Creed Origins is arguably one of my favorite games that's come out in recent memory. But Odyssey and what was the third one in the trilogy called? It's like where you're a Viking. I'm drawing a blank. I don't know what it's called. That's it. Yeah. Both of those are just like infinite. I mean, honestly, I'll take Hogwarts Legacy 100% over Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
Oh, well, thank Christ. I mean, at least in Hogwarts Legacy, the setting is interesting and the combat is somewhat engaging.
Yeah. No, the combat's great. I mean, like I said, I know we've been kind of crapping on, and I'm surprised, Lyra, that you've kind of had pretty much the same criticisms we have, but I know you're like I feel like you're just way more into this world than probably we are. So it's like,
I think your poster says it all.
Yeah, I see it all in the back, and you got all kinds of stuff in there. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of crazy. Like, you're able to overlook these issues, and that's cool. I mean, I'm really glad that you're enjoying it, and your viewers seem to love watching you do it too. So that's cool.
We have a lot of fun in the chat.
Yeah,
they're chaotic sometimes. I just get confused by them.
I mean,
we're all from different places in the world, so it gets pretty interesting in there. But yeah.
Well, one thing I noticed, and I've been wanting to ask you this, and I don't want to keep you guys too long, so we'll try to wrap things up here shortly. But one thing I was going to ask you was, I was kind of sitting in on one of your streams, like towards like the beginning, I think, of your second playthrough, and I correct me if I'm wrong, but were you actually kind of like, you're probably doing it with your chat, but were you kind of creating like a backstory for your character? Like as you were, okay, all right, that's cool. It's cool. Did you do that the first time, or is it just something for? Okay,
like for the first character, I was like hoping that I would get it from the game, but once I finished it and I didn't have any explanation whatsoever, I was like, okay, screw that. I'm gonna give it a backstory on my own. I mean, I mentioned I'm a huge Dungeons and Dragons nerd and dungeon master,
Mm-hmm.
so I
Oh,
I just went full character creation mode, and I gave him a whole backstory of him being from Beauxbatons, and his parents have been cursed, which will justify my character, siding with Sebastian this time, because I did go against him in my first run. So this time I want to help him in every way that I can. So I gave him this backstory that is very involved with the whole relatives being cursed situation. So yeah, I did give him a little backstory of my on my own
Yeah.
because we didn't get any. So that's just a new thing that I added this time to make it more interesting.
No,
yeah, you're
that's
making the
super.
writers work for him. Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah, that's right. That's
probably
right.
doing a better job too.
Yeah, I'll be sure to contact Portkey Games and send them your way because you're doing,
Like,
yeah, like Jan said, you're doing their job for them. Yeah. So yeah, that's awesome. Like when I saw that, when I came across your stream and you were doing that, I was like, that's definitely a different way of playing it, because probably if I would have done that, I probably would have had more attachment to Anakin Grimes. That's the name of
yeah,
my character.
sure thing,
No,
sure.
Anakin Grimes.
Anakin Grimes, Anakin from Star Wars, Rick Grimes from The Walking Dead.
Yeah,
You didn't even try to make him something, that
No,
belongs to the Wizarding World. You
no,
were just
no.
like, yeah, no, my
What's
favorite characters. Let's
what's
go.
wrong? What's wrong with hey? Anakin sounds pretty cool, but Grimes, I
Yeah,
don't know.
sure.
Grimes it's a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's
You don't
see.
want to
You
know
look.
what my character was called.
What was his name?
Well, the first one is called Alida Fuchs, but like Fuchs. And then I had to, and then I had to do more because, like, to get all the trophies, you got to get to the map chamber with every house. So I pretty
Oh
much
my
asked,
God.
I asked my roommate, so what should I call this new character? And he goes, Mike, first name, last name Oxlong. I go, all right, Mike Oxlong, sure, Mike. Then I know, then 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 I made another one. I made it. I wanted her to look a bit Indian, right? Made from that place, and I call her Manchma Kuchi. And
You're worse than J.K. Rowling.
I think
No,
you should
exactly.
just go back. I think you should just like go back to the guy in the chair because you're being an asshole right now. The, there's someone, you look like Five Guys, said shout out to the Deadhead podcast. Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
Thanks for the
Mark
shout out.
Carroll, thank you. Let's
The
see.
last
Stream,
one is called. I did another one. The other one I hear what that one's called. Okay, so her last name is Dickfit, and her first name is Candace.
No. No.
All right, that's enough. That's good. We're good.
Yeah,
That's it. That's it.
Then I'm done. I'm all joked
Thanks.
out.
Thanks for watching. Bye. Anyway. Wow. Yeah, that's great. You know what? Yeah, you should stream, man. Like Jan, we have a Twitch channel. Like you should stream and just sit here and do that. Do a whole run and do that. You should name one on like
my own backstory. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, do another one where his first name is Mike and his last name is Dick Small, and do that one. And that'd be the name. That'd be the name of your character, and you just do a full playthrough as whatever. You know what I mean? I think that would work.
All right,
do it.
Yeah,
we can do it.
That's hilarious, man. No, you can do it. I'm good. I'm fine. I'm gonna play. I
have to do it by myself.
Yeah, by yourself. Yeah, no, I'm gonna play Resident Evil because that comes out in a few days, and that's what I'm. That's what I'm.
Okay, so it's
I'm all about.
All right, I get it.
but yeah, so yeah, that was funny. That was by far one of the best.
Thank you.
One of the best segments of the show. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah. No, I mean, obviously, I wouldn't leave Jan behind like that. No, if he was playing that and he was naming his characters like that, yeah, I'd have to be along for the ride.
You gotta chime
I'd
in,
have to.
on.
That's how we do shit here on the Deadhead podcast. We don't keep things completely like sane all the time. We all go a little mad sometimes, just like Alfred Hitchcock, Psycho. But anyway, yeah. So, any final thoughts on the game, Lyra? Is anything you'd like to? Tell. I know a lot of your viewers are in the chat. A lot of people who watch later. You want to give us just your last thoughts of the game? your current playthrough, what you're trying to look for in your next playthrough, things like that. Anything you want, the floor
Mhm.
is yours.
Actually, what I'm trying to do with my second playthrough is to get as many things, differently compared to my first one. So, like, my main question will be, and still is because I haven't looked it up on the internet at all, like, how different can it turn out? Because I still don't know that. So, like, the game is good in terms of setting, Easter eggs, details, incredible. The plot wasn't that great, but I hope that at least there's, an actual different ending for each side quest, which I don't know yet. So what I'm trying to find out is that, because I'm behaving differently, like in all the three main side quests and in the main quest as well. So, like, I do hope that behaving differently really influences the outcome that you have. If you if that happens, I'm gonna be pretty pleased with the game overall, because at least you have a real impact on the story. If that doesn't happen though, then I have one more complaint. Like, at least, even if the plot has a lot of plot holes and stuff that could have been better, at least I hope that it's truly influenced by your choices. Because if it isn't, then it's gonna be a little of a disappointment there for an RPG game,
Hmm.
because that's what I love in RPGs, that you do get to choose. So I hope I do get a choice, like in the final moments with Sebastian's uncle and Nettie and Poppy and Round Rock as well. So we'll see that. We'll see what happens once I get to the final quests in the second run. But that's my main
Hmm.
hope for the game, which I still don't know about. I've seen videos, like the thumbnails, all different endings in Hogwarts Legacy, but I've avoided them. So I
Right.
want to
Mhm.
see how that is actually when
How,
you
how
play it.
many endings is it? How many endings have
I
they
don't
said?
know. I don't know.
Okay.
I've avoided this kind of information. I want to find
Mhm.
out for myself.
Okay. Yeah,
I can
I can
respect
respect
that.
that. Oh shit.
Hey,
Okay. Yeah.
James,
We both can
damn.
respect that. All right.
Acquire.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. What you got for us, Jan? I know it's gonna be good.
Oh, damn. You're putting a lot of pressure on me. No,
Yeah.
honestly,
Okay.
I think that. Honestly, I think that as much as we did trash on the game, I think we are just really exposing all the flaws of what is, in and of itself, actually a quality product, especially if you consider this the first AAA title of these developers. I think that really showed their worth. They proved that they can make a good game, a good combat, with an interesting story, and I'm talking about the Sebastian one. So what they need to do for if they ever decide to make a sequel, it doesn't even have to be like a Harry Potter game. If they ever decide to keep making games like this, they just gotta they gotta keep sharpening the tool. You know, less fluff, more actual quality stuff, quality over quantity. Um, so yeah, although what I'm trying to say is that although we may sound negative, I at least am very positive. I'm not left with a sour taste in my mouth, and yeah, that's all I've got. There's not even a joke. There's no punchline here. It's just raw emotion. Just me being myself. It's kind of crazy, isn't it?
No, I mean everything. No, everything you said is right. I think yeah, I think all in all, I do think it's a really it's a very very solid game, and I enjoyed playing it, especially the first 15 hours, especially. I was telling Lyra at the very beginning before you came into the cast, Jan, is that I was really taken aback. Like I almost couldn't believe it was real, and honestly, it's still hard to believe. It's kind of like when Toby and Andrew showed up in Spider-Man No Way Home. Like the movie
Yes.
itself is not that it's not that great when you pick it apart. But when you see them
Yeah,
come into the
exactly.
very end of it, well, like the
Yes.
last 45 minutes, you're like, I can't believe this is happening. And so
Yeah.
like when I'm flying on my broom and it's like this beautiful sunset and Hogwarts is right there in my field of view, and it's like I'm flying around it, I could feel like a little tear because I couldn't believe it. Like I know like 10-year-old me would like be through the roof. But I think, you know, I know Lyra says she's big into RPGs, and I'm sure she's played a lot of games. But I feel like I've played so many open world games that now I've just become desensitized. And so anything that Hogwarts Legacy does good, I almost feel like, okay, been there and I've done that. But I do think that all in all, it is a great game. It's still my game of the year. I'm not backing down from that. I don't care that Resident Evil comes out next week. I still think it's my game of the year because of
I'm actually gonna fight you on that, Dylan.
Ambition alone, I do like it. What? Fight me then. What?
I'm gonna fight you on that because Spider-Man 2 is coming out this year.
Yeah, I mean, I guess.
Oh my god. All right, whatever. I'm not even gonna.
I mean,
whatever.
just own that for a second. I mean, what more could they really do? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Venom.
yeah, like we've already seen like New York before. Like, what else can they really do? Like, same thing with Hogwarts Legacy.
Think about the characters. Think about. Okay, I'm not even gonna get into that. We'll fight about this later.
We'll have to, I guess. I'm looking forward to it, but at the same time, it's like, I don't know. I'm more excited. I'm more excited for remakes, man. I like the Dead Space remake and then Resident Evil. Like I'm good. Like and Final Fantasy 16. Those are my main games of this entire year. Final Fantasy 16 is probably my most anticipated game of the year. But these remakes and then the remakes and then the Final Fantasy 16. Dude, I forgot that comes out in April. Yeah, that comes out in April.
That's like in less than a month.
Oh wow. All right. Well, we got to move on then because Hogwarts Legacy is a thing of the past, baby. We got to get away from this. So this has been a good show. I appreciate everybody coming in and following Lyra over here. We really appreciate you guys. Hopefully it won't be the last time you hear Jan make Mike Dick Small and Cock Small jokes. So hopefully you'll come back and that has kept you on to the show. We appreciate all you guys coming over here. As usual, it's been another great show. It made me feel alive and awake because I was feeling really, really groggy coming here today. You guys helped out with that. And then our lovely guest, Lyra, being on the show, talking about Hogwarts Legacy. I appreciate you coming on the show as well and giving us time to talk about nerd stuff like we talked about at the beginning. So is anything else, Lyra, you want to say to the people watching and to just anybody watching in general who will watch this later? Anything you want to say before we go?
I mean, it was great today. I do hope maybe we get to do it once more once I have played through the second run. Why not? Because I will have even more thoughts about it, because with the second run I'm trying to push the evil side of the game to its limit and see what happens with a Hufflepuff. So I want to see all the possibilities, Good. So yeah, I do appreciate my followers for being here as well, and can't wait to get back to the game as soon as possible. And thank you for having me today. Mm-hmm. And I mean, it's all about that, discussing nerd things. So yeah, it was a great occasion to do that. I had a lot of fun. And yeah, that's it. Also, the chat was mentioning one of my most awaited games, Zelda, which is also going out this year. So just to point that out, that's going to be pretty big as well. But
yeah, too bad it comes out on the Switch and it plays at like 20 FPS. Like if it just come out on PlayStation, man, then we wouldn't even have this issue. Anything,
mobile
my phone,
so whatever.
I was saying,
they keep only making it for the Switch, which I have, but like I don't know how to stream from it. I don't know if I will stream it. I'll see about that. But that's another game that I'm waiting for.
You're gonna be like at 10 frames. I'm telling you. I'm gonna be.
Yeah, I know. That's why it's not worth it.
I'm gonna log on to your stream, and it's just gonna be like a stuttery mess.
Yeah,
and don't tell me you like it either, because if it's running that bad, like you don't have to be nice about it. You can just say it's shit. Like you can just be cool about it. You know what I mean?
That's why I don't know if I'm streaming that or not. Honestly, like I love playing on PC because I have everything there, but it makes it all the more difficult with a console and especially Nintendo Switch. But I mean. It's probably gonna be a great game, but that's just a limitation.
Yeah, we'll be sure to check out your stream for your second playthrough. But yeah, I think that'd be great to have you back on. I mean, that's what's awesome about one thing about doing this show and the channel, and I'm sure Giannis heard me say the spiel a few times, is that being able to like connect with people that you in other words you probably would never ever like talked to, as far as like if we lived in a different like time period or whatever. Like it's really cool like to be able to connect with so many people, different other content creators and stuff. And you know, we're all just trying to do our own thing and how we entertain people. I mean, I like, you know, I like putting videos together and giving my thoughts about different films and stuff. You got people, you know, making gaming videos and theory videos, and it's so cool like to see people's craft and to connect with people. We bring on a guest, Brandon Murata of Murata Media. We had him on last week, and he's a huge movie buff. And it's really interesting hearing him talk about movies, because it's almost like he's talking about it in more of like a directorial kind of way that I sometimes wouldn't look at it. So yeah, it's really cool. And like I said, I'm glad I reached out to you, Lyra. It's a great show. I'm glad we had everybody interested in engaging in the chat. I love an engaging chat. That's something new to the Deadhead podcast, you know, because we're still trying to find our footing. So we'll have some comments, but nothing like this. So this was fantastic. So we appreciate you guys for talking to us. And I hope we reached all of you. I usually wear glasses. So I had to squint. I couldn't see everything. I have to get the guy in the chair to read most of your comments. So I'll try to do better with that, but I'm not wearing my glasses because I just didn't want too much reflection on the screen. And so
I wear them anyways.
Yeah,
blind.
I know, but mine is like, it's like you're just seeing everything in front of me. So I just took it off. But anyway, before we keep rambling here, Jan, anything else you'd like to say to the people before we get out of here? It doesn't have to be Hogwarts Legacy. It could just be just anything.
Yeah, just long live Sebastian. You know, that's what it's all about.
Here.
Oh God, that was right, so underwhelming. Oh my God.
Yeah, definitely was. Lyra was like, yeah, no, that dude can go to hell. Anyway, so again, thank you guys for coming. If any of you guys came in here later, this entire episode will be on the Deadhead 96 channel. I can also, Lyra, if you want me to, I can also cut the video up and I can send some parts your way. I don't really advertise it a whole lot. We also have a TikTok channel, TikTok page where we actually cut up different parts of podcasts and put them on there as well. So it's on our link tree. If you go to our link tree in our bios on any of our socials, it should have the link to our TikTok. Follow us on there because we always put different gameplay videos and things like that. So just something else to look out for. But this whole episode will be on our YouTube channel under the playlist Deadhead Podcast. And we hope to see you again. So anyway, with that being said, thank you guys for watching, and stay dead, my friends. We'll see you in the next one. Bye,
Thank
guys.
you.